Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another fabulous Tuesday, where I will be discussing things in a way that is confusing to me and everybody around me. And Zach will be sleeving cards for a little while now that he's seen the print run numbers.
That's right. Just putting some new sleeves on, making sure certain things are double sleeves. You know.
What do you think about all that?
About the print run numbers?
Yeah. Was it what you would expected in your deepest?
So early
dreams?
on some random podcast that James, the founder of Legend Story, went on, he mentioned that very specifically, the Fableds from the first two sets were more rare than the original Black Lotus from Magic. That's one of the big chase cards from that game.
Okay.
And it's known that first edition Black Lotus stuff, or first printing, there's 1,100 copies of that.
Yeah.
And he said that it was like half as rare, basically. So the speculation early on was that there were 550 copies of the Fableds.
Okay, easy.
And then the math that most people were working on was that Fableds were 1 in 40 boxes.
Okay.
So adding those two things together made everyone think that there were 22,000 boxes of both first edition Welcome to Wraith and Arcane Rising, when it turns out there were only 16,660 something. So that meant a few things. One, now people could definitively say, how many copies of a specific card that there were, because it was known that like every legendary is 1 in 20 boxes, more or less, which is like 1 in 240 packs, I believe. And so then people can do the math, right?
Right.
And figure out all this stuff. But I think most interestingly, what that meant is that there were less of the cold foil legendaries than people expected. And there are also less of the foil Majestics from the first two sets than people expected.
That was, I think, the most surprising thing, that everybody was pretty much like, whoa,
yeah.
Wait a minute. These things may be even better than I thought.
And, taking a walk down Wall Street and seeing all the conversations over there,
that old place.
The reality of the numbers being real instead of just kind of like speculative based on something James said, I think also led to a lot of market movements that I love talking about games.
My gosh,
it's hilarious.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm talking about the stock market. Anyways,
market movements.
Where it's basically just like
the red cards.
That's right. No, but really the, things even like foil and light and strikes as an example. I think that there are supposed to be, I don't even know how many copies exactly, but it's known. And so then only so many people can actually have a play set of those cards, et cetera, et cetera. But I think you saw a lot of stuff happening, which is people realized how finite these cards were and how rare they were. We also got Crucible numbers, which was a big unknown.
Were they bigger or smaller than expected?
I think mildly bigger.
Okay, good. That's a good sign, because that means that you actually have more product moving.
Yeah, so they published it in terms of how many packs were printed, which is weird, because no one, as an example, they said there were 400,000 packs of both the first two sets. But then there were 900,000 Crucible packs. Which is actually pretty amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't fully appreciate that reality.
Which I would guess, if I were venturing to guess, some amount was printed more of that set than the first two sets, and because we had that like kind of second wave of the thing.
Yeah, it was that weird waved release.
So
Crucible was awkward.
I don't know how many of the extra packs of that set were the second printing ish, or the printing. It was second printing, but it was before the set even came out, which is why they did it. But that meant, I think there's something like 1,200 shards compared to 550. Eye of Ophidia or Heart of Faendal for the cold foil version, which, is still very rare, but obviously I think there's just more of those than people expected there to be.
This is nuts. Wait, it's crazy. We talk about this on the podcast a lot, and I'm the foil. I'm the guy that many of you are probably thinking, why is this happening? What's the point of this? Who's talking about this? But it's cool. Some people dig it. Some people dig the game of it and whatnot. And I think having the unlimited side of it allows both to exist, hopefully in some kind of grand harmony. So we'll obviously keep our eyes on that. But I'm waiting for Monarch Unlimited, basically, to play the game, to love the game and play the game, etc. And probably to use Zach's first edition cards, let's be honest. Speaking of playing the game, everything is just in flux right now. Yeah, I don't know how it is. I don't know what it is about this game in particular that I can I can be on the same cards, the same class, very small card pool,
Very
in the grand,
finite
in the
card pool.
grand scheme
Yeah.
of things. Same matchups, same ideas generally, even same equipment. And I'm generating like 70 different deck concepts that all at the moment seem like they have finally cracked the code on the way that the game's supposed to be played. That has actually never happened in all of my days of deck building. Like with, Netrunner had some really great deck building where you would sub in this package with influence or that package with influence. Like, well, I'm gonna run these, 3 of the Ottman because that's gonna solve my problems for Anarch, or I'm gonna bring in the Code Gate Breaker that I don't need. And there was a bunch of lines of deck building that you could explore, but it's so weird that I don't have any of that aside from the generics. And I'm just like constantly thinking that I've been doing it totally wrong. And then now I'm doing it completely right. And then a day later, that was completely wrong. And now it's completely right. And so it's just an absolutely fascinating thing. Have you been having the same thing with the game?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to shut that door. See, we got a lot of boxes.
I think it's related to the same concept I was talking about last week, which is the nuance. This is an incredibly simple game ultimately, but the nuance in terms of what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, and which pieces of the game you're focused on. I feel like it's the kind of situation where, I'm sure there's a movie scene where this is the case, but it's like, there's.
Seem to be.
I go back to my analogy of there's 4 corners of this thing, and anytime I really feel like I have these 2 corners on lock, those 2 corners start to feel like they're more important.
Yeah, they start slipping, don't they?
Yeah, so like, it's various things from like the resource curve to my math, what I'm doing with my cards, to like, phone feels randomly hot. Oh, it's because it was on video. It's weird. That's bizarre.
You recording this conversation?
No, my pocket was like warm. That's really strange. Like, feel this thing. So warm.
That's pretty warm. Yeah.
Anyways.
I feel like I know you better now.
Anyways, so like the thing as an example for me is like I had a macro concept with Bravo. I was being really defensive and I was building these big towering Titan turns.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started playing against, and part of it is the decks you're playing against and how they're playing.
Yeah.
But
it is really different, isn't it?
Yeah, very. And we played Dorinthia a lot last week and the week before.
And then that changes everything.
It's a totally different.
It changes everything.
Even playing as Dorinthia makes you approach your own cards differently because you're realizing what she's doing that is so effective.
Yeah.
So like that's where for me it was the reality that Bravo can't just leave the opponent alone for 5 turns in a row against Brute. Brute was the thing that actually flipped it over. Even actually Brute made me realize something, which is even should I be dominating most of the time?
Yeah, great question, right?
Because it's like, well, actually, either you don't block with more than 1 card and you take the hit effect, or you do block with more than 1 card and now you're down cards.
Right, and now your defense or your offense is weaker, and therefore my next offense will be better.
Yeah, and Bravo has the hammer. So if you want to spend 2 or 3 cards blocking my 1 card, I will take that exchange all day long.
Yeah, eventually the end of the game comes around, and then there you go.
So what is it specifically you're honing in on right now?
All right, so let's just talk about this for a second, because Ranger. Now I know you guys are probably sick about hearing about Ranger, but it's an exercise in beautiful futility, which I really is everything I want in a game. I've also got this dash deck built. I scooped the old the Nationals, Matt's Nationals deck. I have no idea what to do with it. Maybe we'll put it on the table and do it poorly. I've also got Brood and everything else, but Ranger is the one thing. Like I built the Brute deck, and I test drew it for days, and I was in the zone. And then I was like, yeah, that's it. And then I was able to put it down forever, seemingly. But Ranger, I can't put it down. There's like something about it that is always telling you, like, yeah, you almost got it, but you're not quite there yet.
I'll tell you what it is.
Losing.
Yeah.
What is it?
That's part of it. No, I think it's literally, and it's the perfect class for you because it's just good enough that you do feel like you can win most of your games, but also seemingly just inefficient enough. It's the tier 1.5. It's the problem, right? Yeah, it's like
tweak that engine to its max.
If only I could be 5% more efficient, I think I could win most of my games. And then if I am correct in cracking this code, right? You see this a lot in card games, and this is what I think you're drawn to is something that most people think is not good. might
That's where I
only
wanna
not
be.
be good because of the way they're playing it and the choices they're making.
That's right.
And we've seen, and this is one of my
Caught
favorite
me.
things of the past couple months, is like just choosing to play differently with various decks that we've had have changed the outcome significantly, even against Dorinthia. Like with Guardian, eventually after the stream last week, I think, is when I figured out I sideboarded some cards and I started playing differently, very differently.
Yep.
And I found my way around that deck. So the same way here, where it's like, is it really bad or is it only not good because of the way people are choosing to play it?
It's a great question. And we consistently try to find the answer. But here's, just theoretically, just fundamentally, thinking about like a couple of theory things that were hitting me, and we've been talking about this on our Discord here, which is like, what's the advantage of a class that all of their cards are 1 cost or less? The entire boat. All Ranger cards 1 cost or less.
Well, it seems like you can play with a really low curve.
Think about that, right? And of course, so you do. So you play the real low curve, and then you're like, but what's the advantage of a low curve? Because like every class is balanced within itself to be equally as powerful regardless of the curve that they're on. Bravo's not on a red curve, but he has giant attacks that you pay 6 for, right? So what does it really mean that all of your cards are so cheap? And so like a couple of things that are really important. Cards that reveal from the top of the deck and get better if they reveal lower numbers are better. So Ravenous Rabble,
Good example.
Arena's Prayer, good example. Block the next X arcane damage minus your pitch. So those, any reveal cards are really important.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. The second is that you can run red generics, most of which are better than blue generics, as you might expect. But even in that, you have your 2 cost and higher generics, and you have your 1 cost and lower generics. And most of those really good low cost generics are hitting 0 for 4 or 1 for 4. So they're
like,
making pretty good trades in terms of the math.
Yeah.
And they mostly deal and go again. So you kind of have to start looking at, well, do I want to start going in that direction? Because really low curve decks are kind of forced to do multiple attacks rather than like one big small attack. Although I do try that with Rangers sometimes. And then you have Slogism stuff, and then you have Nimbleism stuff. And so I think having a low curve across the board means that Nimbleism works on all of your attacks. So it's a very valuable card. And then, of course, you have access to Nimble Strike if you're running Nimbleism, which I think is undoubtedly better than Slogism, just across the board. So you have some advantages by, it's really what generics do you gain access to on your curve?
Sure.
And that's a really important question to be asking. And so I started looking at Ranger just as an academic, as one would.
Because you haven't been doing that all along.
And the thing that you realize is, and especially when you look at the generic pool, is when I really started to appreciate this, was that the attack quality is actually higher than any other class by the numbers.
Totally.
So they have 7 1 for 5 or 1 for 6 for the red headshot. 7 1 for 5 attacks. Like every other class, the max you see is 1, maybe 1. Like Mech has 1, Ninja has 1. But that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, thinking about Guardian and Viscera, that doesn't
even
really
have 1
exist.
cost.
Yeah. Ninja has 1 cost and 2 cost stuff, but a lot of times for those to be playable, you have to have other cards.
Yeah, that's right. And they're all about that combo chain, right? And Ranger doesn't care about any of that. It's literally just raw. It's seeming like raw efficiency to me. And even the 0 for 4s, all the 0 for 4 arrows are better than most every other 0 for 4 card that you find.
Because they obviously come with an extra restriction.
Correct. They're just annoying to play. Difficult. So you imagine the attack quality would be higher, but what does that mean? Like that's the ultimate question I kept coming around to, is what does that ultimately mean that you have access to the most attacks and the most efficient attacks on like this beautiful 0 for 4, 1 for 5 curve, which is really where you want to be. And so I started thinking, well, what if the deck literally, and this is kind of the grindy version that we played a long time ago, what if it was just dominating an arrow every turn and blocking everything else? And it was like, that works for what it's supposed to do, right? You like
it does work.
You burn 2 or 3 cards on defense, you shoot for 4 or 5 and do 1 or 2 damage. You do it again, you do it again, you do it again. Now, if somebody were to really want to take, if that deck got popular, it would lose every time, because you would just block everything, and over the course of 2 damage or 1 damage arrows over the course of 60 cards, if they have to block 2, 3 cards, they'll never get you down 40 life.
Yeah, because if they're blocking with 3 cards around and playing 1, they're losing 4 cards. They have 15 turns.
Yeah,
of that.
15 turns, and at the max they're doing 2 damage a
15
turn.
times 2 is
and
not
that's
enough.
30.
Yeah.
And you have a sigil, and you know it's like
or let alone they're running staunch response or unmovable.
Right.
Like if they ever just cover one up, and if they're running good armor, it's like they might block 6 or 7 of the extra damages from the armor.
just from armor.
So and I think this is again just another concept to consider for this game. There's so many, but this reality that like, how are you dealing your damage, and how are you actually going to get 40 plus damage in a game? And then the second thing I was just thinking of, the other problem that strategy ran into, because there was the moment where I just started blocking with everything.
Sure.
We remember that.
The early days, yeah.
Then you were doing dominate, and I couldn't just block everything. But inverse of that is me playing dominate on you, which is the problem I was running into, which is once you were dominating me, I would have a 3-card hand and nothing to do with it.
Right.
It's like, because I was planning on blocking with 2 or 3 cards, it's like, wait a second.
That's exactly
If I
it.
dominate and swing at you and you can only block with 1, and you don't have the reload defense reaction that lets you block with 2 or 3 cards, kind of cheaty, then like, you have a problem.
It's basically 2 cards in your hand are dead at that point.
Which
they
you
can't be used on defense, can't be used on
You
offense.
can't have it.
It's a complete waste.
You cannot do it.
Right.
When your opponent gives you a 3 or 4 card hand, you have to make them pay for that.
You have to make it happen. Yeah. So this has kind of evolved into a new line. So red cards and having such a low curve does mean that pretty much every card pays for every card, which is handy because you played Durantha, you played Brava, you played where if you don't draw that blue and you've got all your 3 and 4 costs, your turn's not nearly as good. So it can be very consistent and it can be very efficient.
These are 2 words you really like. Yeah.
So here's the way that this math ultimately started. Let me get you guys to the table here. So you remember when to the table? I think that was going to be like a slogan of ours.
To the table.
To the table, yeah. And it's like, well, didn't make it past the cutting room floor there. All right, so here's what I think is really important.
Inline strike.
Inline strike's good. Inline strike is basically a 7 damage arrow in my mind, or a 5 damage with an arsenal load.
It's crazy.
All of them are good. But, I mean, this spread here, I mean, you're looking at 21 attacks that are 1 for 5. You can view Enlightened Strike as a 1 for 5. You
Especially in this day.
Essentially pitch a card, you do 5 damage, you draw a card, and you put it in the arsenal. So it's actually your best option, but it doesn't have a hit effect. Everything else does. Or it can be a 7 if you really need it to be that.
Or it can be 5 with go again.
Or it can be 5 with go again for later on.
So, yeah.
So this is the basic turn. The basic turn is going to be, I'm going to block with 2 cards, and then I'm going to shoot one of these arrows. That's it. That's where I'm starting. Because I feel like the way to benefit from the most efficient attacks is to make sure that you just always are launching 1.
Okay.
Right? So I hit you back for 5.
Yeah.
I block for 2. I hit you back for 5. I block for 2. I hit you back for 5.
This hits on that tempo conversation too,
Right.
right? Which is like never having a downturn. And knowing you never have to have a downturn
That's it.
is actually super good. Because your opponent is either taking damage, and you only have 40. So I can't just take a 5 randomly. Like that's an 1/8 of my health. That probably means they're playing with a 3-card hand the whole game. Mm-hmm. Period. Or they're taking a bunch of damage and nasty hit effect.
And that's what you can't have. That's what you should. It should be the kind of hit effect where, oh, there's a problem where if I don't block this with 2 cards, my next turn is as if I almost had 1 card less.
Yeah.
And that's where hamstring shot gets really good.
And it's important to note that why 5 is such an important number.
So
4 is a great number, right? Because generic cards that are good are blocking for 3.
Yeah.
5 is such a great number because it either means they have to do a 3 with a big armor or 2 pieces of armor.
Yep.
Or they have to block with 2 cards.
And it's above those defense reactions.
Yes.
So even a Sink Below or a Fate Foreseen is not going to fully block.
That's very
for 5.
annoying.
Yeah.
Very annoying.
That's what we're trying to be.
Yeah.
So this is the base of the deck. So then you ask yourself, and I think this is a really fun exercise to go through with any deck building, is basically what is my 2-card hand? What's my 2-card sequence that I'm going to be doing? We talked about that a little bit last time. And then you start to say, what can I do whenever I get that 3rd card? Mm-hmm. And so if you take even if we just take, we'll use the hamstring shot as an example. So we'll just use hamstring and salvage as basically our 2 cards here. So, you pitch this, shoot them with the hamstring shot. Now, if you get that 3rd card, you can go Ravenous Rabble. Mm-hmm. Now it's 4 damage and then 5 damage.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Which is really great because if they don't have a 0 for 4, now it's like 1 card and take a damage.
Right.
1 card, take a damage and a hit effect, or 2 cards. And like, what are they doing with 1 card? Hopefully very little.
That's what we're asking,
Yeah,
right? That's what
or-
we gotta ask.
If they take the hit effect from hamstring shot, it's basically like having one less card.
That's right.
So like
That's the hope.
you may as well
right?
block, yeah.
Or same thing, right? Scar for Scar can come in here
Old faithful.
and be the moment here. You've also got your pumps here, right? So you can go make the arrow 7,
Yep.
which is still arrow 8, which is still an incredible number. The +3s with the 5s are really good. You got nimblism that can also do the same thing. So those are kind of like your, this is interesting. Now here's a strange one. You can also actually throw in Command and Conquer as your third card, and now you can pitch 2 and play that instead. So that basically becomes like a slightly better arrow. It's a 6 damage hit effect rather than a 5 damage,
That
and they can't
react to.
defense react.
Yeah.
So those are your kind of 3 card, everything's moving now, and it's like, okay, well that's interesting. So what other weird 3 card combinations can we come up? And this is where you develop like lines that the deck can take. So check this out. Let's just put these away for a second. We know we've got those. Let's say we add a 0-cost arrow to the end of this chain. So rather than a 1 for 5, we're doing a 0 for 4 with a hit effect, with that endless arrow hit effect. Now, the moment I do that, I have 1 resource floating, right? So at that point, I can bring in like a Sikkim shot with Go Again.
Sure.
So this is like coming in from Arsenal, then I can go 1 with Sikkim, and then I can play an endless arrow. So that's a 4/4 turn. So that's interesting. That's where Nimble Strike comes in, a 1 for 5, and then a 4 damage arrow. So you can do those kinds of things. So this is and then you've always got Plunder Run. I forgot to put this in the stack, but Plunder Run is,
like you
know, you gotta have Plunder Run. So this is the idea. And then all of these cards can pretty much stack into the 4th slot as well. It's like you can Nimblism, Nimble Strike, you know, pay 1 and then play your Endless Arrow. So you've got all these different lines that you start to look at and you're like, well, this looks really good. So then I go, well, what happens if I'm having to run a decent amount of 2 costs or 2 defense? So Ravenous Rabble is 2. All of your third cards are 2 defense, which is a bummer because aside from Sikkim Shot, you really are like, I don't know, now I might have a hand of 3 2 defense cards. So that's where I want to bring in a little bit of the defense reactions. And these in particular, I want to bring in is Fate Foreseen and Take Cover. I'm actually bringing in Yellow Take Cover as well.
Take
as
cover's
Red.
so good.
I just feel like these defense reactions aren't just there for defense. They're so synergistic with this class in particular that you're getting more value out of them than other classes are getting. Right? Take Cover is essentially an opt 1 because you're putting 1 in Arsenal. You can then cross wrap. But it's also able to get around Dominate, and it's also able to put things like Plunder Run in. So
if you draw Plunder Run, Take Cover, and 2 arrows,
correct.
It lets you get Plunder Run in on the defensive turn.
That's right. You can get Plunder Run in on the defensive turn. You can also get Sikkim Shot in so that you can shoot the arrow, load an arrow, shoot an arrow.
Yeah.
So Take Cover just has so much synergy. And then Fate Foreseen with Redliner in particular, just being able to see that opt 1, now I don't even have to start with an Arsenal card, and I know that top card, maybe let's say it's an arrow, I can throw this in with Redliner for free and go ahead and opt it out and basically put it in with Azalea, and then I know that shot is going to be dominated. So I also have those moments where if I really have a sleep dart against Dorinthia or something like that, I can get that dominate and say, yo, I want to blank you because I know it's really good against whatever it is that you're up to. And that is the basic idea. Then I've got 1 Remembrance, because I had 1 slot, because you don't want to run 3 Nimble Strike, 3 Nimblism, because you have to be able to banish one of these that you've already played for this to be any good. So I had 1 slot remaining. Let's put 3 arrows back in.
Nice.
You know? And that's it, man. So it's it got a lot simpler over time.
Are you on Tunic?
I am.
So every 3rd turn, you also have a free resource.
Yeah. Don't need that.
It's gone.
Yes, very much.
Which means that it's even more important to have that slot because like your arrow is going to be free once every 3rd turn. So you need something to do with either that other card, which is where your 0-cost Go Again stuff comes in.
Super correct.
Or if you have 2 extra cards, right? That's where the pump plus the 0-cost or you get it.
That's 100% it. I mean,
so it's just giving yourself, and there are certain cards, right? You mentioned like the thing I like about E-Strike and Command and Conquer, beyond them being phenomenal, the 3 defense. So anything in the 3rd slot that can also be 3 defense is like the money maker.
It's so good. Anything that 3rd slot, 3 defense, and it's on your curve, it's like, sweet, give me all of those cards, please, yeah?
So to test all your theories, I think I'm going to start with Bravo, which I have refined heavily since last week. But I'm also really excited about my Visceray deck. I just know that Visceray puts pressure on your resources, and that is not the match for you.
So here's the thing. I mean, we can play. All you got to do is bring in 3 arenas, and then I really just need to ask the question: can I race a Visceray deck with this? And I think that's a fine thing. I will just take the run chance. That's the game plan. If you don't have the prayer,
This is the plan.
You take the run chance. I mean, it's that simple.
Yeah. Well, we'll try it. I'm going to start with Bravo, but then I would like to give
the old fashioned.
I feel like he's just such a great, like, sparring.
Tell you what you should do is you should play Ninja. You haven't played Ninja in forever. You just want to play Bravo? You excited about Bravo?
Well, I changed Bravo. Ninja's
Bravo.
the same old thing.
Because you don't care about Ninja.
That's right.
Neither of us care about Ninja.
Luckily, my brother loves Ninja and Mech. So we'll have someone to play those classes for us.
All right, so we're doing the old-fashioned Ninja v Bravo. We got back here.
Ranger v Bravo.
Ranger v Bravo, that's right.
I feel like we come back here every couple weeks.
Yeah. Or
But
maybe every week.
It's kind of wild to watch it change, though. We're playing every iteration of these decks that we can imagine.
And you know what? I'm done with Bracers of Belief. I'm gonna go with the actual gear that I'm supposed to be running.
Mr. Yao, by the way, says prayer only blocks 1 rune chant.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ouch.
It's a bummer.
You want it to work differently.
Yeah, I know. Is that? Yeah, what does it say? Prevent the next X Arcana that would be dealt to you this turn.
So
yeah.
each rune chant happens 1 at a time.
Yeah.
Visceray. Let's get these things. You have some new trays for us to try out?
Yeah, we've got some really simple prototypes happening here. Yeah, I was wondering that, John, too. I was under the impression that prayer isn't about the source, it's the next amount of damage. So it's persistent. I think that's right, because I saw that on a lot of the Ranger discussions. It's like, that's really important against Visceray. So we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to do Bullseye, because I've got it. And it might actually matter this time now that I'm playing a different way. And we do. We've got some here. So these are card sized. Do you keep your
That's fine.
do you keep your like is health there okay?
Yeah.
We could also I mean we got the brightest, ugliest acrylic
Here, I'll
on
do
Earth
this.
to do this. There you go. I'll do it right here.
Yeah,
as well.
yellow is my least favorite
It's a
color.
horrible color.
Right there next to brown.
I think Jonathan likes yellow a lot. I think that's why he got that prototype.
People that like yellow really like it.
Yeah.
Purple and yellow is the real Easter celebration here. Look at this.
I've got your green.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
I do like so I was messing with these the other day and I was just really happy with manipulating dice like this because like the reality is it's the most greatest utilitarian option is like just having d6s. You can track your attack bonuses, you can track when things have gained or lost. You can also take these 5s, move them to 6s to gain health if you start at the game. It's really cool. And the design's phenomenal too. Can you believe how visually stunning they are?
Yeah, just beautiful.
Fit in your deck box?
That's not true.
They do.
Oh my goodness.
The card size.
Next level.
Didn't hire no dummy.
All right, even Steven.
Even Steven.
Jacob says, as a UPS driver, I must ask, what's wrong with brown? Brown's fine. It's just like brown.
Yeah, you know. I mean, there are only a few things in the world
Brown's
that are
not
brown.
exactly
Earth.
the spices of life, you know?
Yeah. Although most people spend a lot of time eating brown foods.
I do like that color palette when it comes to my food. Browns and whites and starches and sugars and breads. All right, even Steven.
I don't know. What am I supposed to do here?
You get a pick first.
Are you a go first kind of guy? I mean, is it good for you? I don't know.
I just create a tectonic or a seismic charge token and then swing my hammer. That's what you can expect out of round 1. So if you want a mulligan,
you're about to get one.
that's up to you.
I feel like I want to go second. I'm not sure if that's true, but I want to use second. Duna's brown, that's true. Hey, how do these shuffle? So Zach and I are performing the most sophisticated experiment on the planet right now.
It's a real test.
We switched our decks from Ultimate Guard to Dragon Shields,
So
courtesy of Zach.
we used classic Dragon Shields for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I was a kid, a big reason that I bought Dragon Shield, you want to be honest, is because they came with a box. So you could sleeve your cards and put your deck in it. It was like a built-in deck box before there were really deck boxes you could buy.
That's right.
But after using Old Faithful Dragon Shield for like 20 years, I have old decks that are still in those sleeves. They're like tanks. They last forever.
Yeah.
But they came out with mats, Dragon Shield mats, and I tested those out when they first came out and really liked them. The old ones they weren't matte, and the new sleeves do this naturally, but like the old ones, particularly, like you hit an old deck and like it goes all the way to St. Louis.
That's right. Man, these shuffle really nicely.
They're also new sleeves. So
Yeah.
the test, we switched to Katana, which is what's on our store, like a year and a half ago. I think I was switching just before the pandemic because they are really nice sleeves. I love their packaging, and they're just really high quality. And then we've been using those a lot, obviously, 4 or 5 days on stream every week for the past year plus. And kind of really just wanted to know, people kept asking, like, do we prefer one to the other? And so this is kind of a nice test for the comparison. Going to be using the Katanas for the Ashes, which we do typically on Wednesdays, and Flesh and Blood on Tuesdays. But we need to get like months into using these before I can really tell. Because like when you use new sleeves of any kind, they're always better than the thing you've been using for 6 months because those are just broken in and worn down. But Dragons a lot of time break in well, like a good leather.
They really do.
So
I'm gonna go first. I changed my mind.
We'll
I haven't
see.
seen my cards yet.
Okay.
I think I should go first.
Cheater.
Maybe you should always go first. I really think it's kind of almost a rule.
Kyle says, I prefer Ultimate Guard Katanas for games I stay current in. I love Dragon Shields for my sleeve it and forget it games. Why do you feel that way?
All right, let me get my tunic. I gotta get my fancy, yeah. Okay.
Lipstick leather, it can be brown.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a card in Arsenal. Pass it over.
I like going first when I have the tunic because I feel like I get a free Arsenal card, especially if I care about the Arsenal.
I think my Arsenal's really important.
Yeah. This is interesting then. Dude.
Bring it on. You got the magic touch. I should do this differently. Hold on a second. I went with autopilot and I didn't go with Thinky Pilot. I'm gonna go with Thinky Pilot.
Thinky Pilot after he saw his next card.
Yeah, that doesn't matter actually at all.
Okay.
But basically the question is, do you put take cover in the arsenal or do you not? And I think you probably always do. The only way that backfires is if you don't attack at all. So.
Odds are low.
I put the card I wanted in arsenal instead of take cover, but I think you put take cover in because you know you can reload into the card you wanted, right?
Yeah. Well, call me a fool. Let's generate a Sarge token.
I'm not attacking.
No, I will definitely attack. Let's pay 3. 1 floating.
I love those Guardian cards. I think they're very cool.
6 damage hammer.
6 damage hammer.
I like the Guardians in general. I also like that section of the universe.
Are you gonna do that weird pummel thing?
Well, it's already at 6. So no, the weird pummel is paying
right.
with the thing, and then it goes from a 4 to a 10.
Yeah, you wouldn't put a pummel on this. I mean, you could. I am not going to defend. Man, these are slippery now. Passing defense stuff. Go into reactions. Do you have any?
I'll pass.
All right, I gotta take cover from Arsenal, resolve it, and reload here.
You got it. Pass.
Pass.
Take 2. Call me in the morning.
Pass.
This will go under.
All right, you did 2 damage, and I have a 3 card hand. Tunicon.
Tunicon. Tunicon.
Tunicon. It's a really famous
Star Trek character?
Mongol.
Mm.
Tunicon. I'm going to generate 1 and shoot a second shot. 4 damage go again at you.
It's just working beautifully. I will pass.
Pass.
Take 4.
Pass. Okay. Well, red liner here.
Let's see if my gambit.
Oh, I
plays
should
out.
have opted. Hold on, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to leave that there. And then I'll generate and shoot a 5 damage hamstring shot. Go
First
ahead.
game, gotta get the rust out.
It's been a week, you know?
5 damage hamstring.
Yeah,
All right, let's block with 3, 4, 5.
did it.
I do really like these armor/resource token options.
Yeah, the resources really came along, didn't they? I didn't know how good that would be. And
Yeah.
see, this is what Thomas is saying. Katana's build up finger gunk too easily.
That was my concern. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if it's because we were using them so much, or, you know.
The fact that I stopped washing my hands in 1997.
Well, once the pandemic hit, I decided to stop washing my hands.
I'm glad you did too, because I did. You were in my
That explains a lot of things. All right, yeah. Okay, Sarge pops.
Okay, here comes the Sarge.
I'll make another Sarge, but I still have a floating
baby
Sarge.
Sarge.
Yeah.
You could Sarge for children.
Then I will pay 3 for a
Pay him.
buckling blow.
6 damage buckling blow. That's the best
Oh,
you got.
hold on. 3.
He's shaking the rust out now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
I think you should just swing with the hammer instead.
6 damage buckling. No.
You got 2 and you got a card there.
Yeah, I do.
It looks a lot like a pummel.
Well, hey, dump the hand.
I'll pass defense. Go to reactions.
I'll pass.
I'm gonna play Fate for Scene
Mhm.
for 4. I'm gonna opt this boy down. Anything else?
Yes. Red pummel. Make it a 10.
All right, got another one for you. Fate for Scene red there. I'll take 2.
Yep, and discard a card.
Discard a card if it hits, isn't it?
That's right. The old pummel way.
Oh, the pummel where the wind comes sweeping down the plains.
No,
Discard a card.
no
Come
ETA on
on.
the tokens, Keyforge. They're in prototype phase.
1 card. How did I end up here?
You have a token now.
Wink.
How did I end up here?
All right.
Hilarious.
We're red liner into your red in the ledger. Shoot a 1 for 5. Stick with the plan. Value, 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 value.
And what's that do?
Cannot
One action?
player activate more than 1 action.
Okay. Okay.
Gorilla, I love that. The way Zach lays out his weapon where his arsenal is supposed to be drives me insane. He's playing around the box here.
Got him. I only got so many spots to do my thing.
This box. Playing around that. But yeah, it does seem like that's where the Sarge should be. Maybe he keeps his hammer in his back pocket.
That's right.
Is this awkward for you? Am I doing
It is.
Is this the most efficient deck you've ever seen?
We're doing it, Harry. I'll do 3, 4, 5.
All right. Gotta work through the
The
freaking
armor.
armor, yeah.
I am guardian.
Guarding my bones.
But now look at this. Now I have my arsenal slot back.
Good. There you go. That's what we needed.
All right. Mine.
Mm-hmm.
I will pay 1 to create another Sarge. I'll pay 3 to swing the hammer for 6.
Just 6, huh?
Just 6.
No funny business?
I'm a fab guy. Ah, yes, the old pocket hammer. Is that not where everyone else keeps their hammers?
Okay.
Meanwhile, look at all the space you've got. Nothing but room. Like a
gonna
wild
spin-
stallion.
I'm going to spin with 2. Don't tread on me, man. I roam with the wild horses.
Okay.
You react to there?
I'll pass.
You don't want to react
No,
to
I
the
just
pummelation? I got that yellow.
not
Take
on the
cover
hammer.
to throw this into here.
All right, take one.
Taking one.
Put that in the arsenal.
First blood. One die down. All right, let's opt this with the old cross wrap. As you do, let's put one on the token there. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm going to leave that there. I'm not opting that at all. I love this synergy. Enlightened Strike. What do I do that? Shuffle this and put it in my bottom there. I'm going to do 5 and draw a card.
Take 5.
Into the arsenal it goes. Ah, okay. 4 damage up. He thinks he's got a crippling crush. Huh.
Why would you think I have a crippling
Well, isn't
crush?
that interesting?
What makes you think that there's a crippling crush?
Because you've taken all the damage.
It's better than that.
No. Well,
Maybe. We'll see. Let's go. Red Plunder Run.
Hmm.
You know it. You love it.
Your favorite in mine.
Then I'll pay 2 to play this beautiful alt art Command and Conquer.
Ah.
For 9. No reactions.
But you've got reactions all day, right?
Say it again. I do?
Yeah.
I might have a reaction.
Yeah, you
sure.
definitely are going to pummel that, right?
Stands to reason.
I just have to eat that. 9. It can go to 13. Well, think about the value. In moments like these, think about the value.
That's what I've always said. I even have a tattoo. Says that exact thing.
Just think about the value.
In moments like these, think about the value.
It's a little. No, I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't have that tattoo.
Boy, that's the question. Question of the week. I think I'm going to be taking some damage. And then you pummel, and then I lose another card?
Mm-hmm. And then I draw a card from my Plunder Run.
Yeah. I at least have to make you do it, right? Yeah, I got to make you do it. I'm going to block with 10.
Red Pummel.
Yeah, totally. I'll take 3. This guy goes. He has a Plunder Run.
Okay. I draw a card from my Plunder Run, and we'll put it in Arsenal.
1 on the tunic. And drawing my hand.
Back to me.
Yep, back to you.
All right. Dominate with Bravo.
No.
This is gone. And then I'll pay 7 for a Crippling Crush.
Back. Guess
Son
who's
of a-
back? So I can make one of these cards safe. Save this card. I'll go no defense and then reacties. Take cover for 3 and we'll put this guy can be safe. I think this is fine. This guy.
Okay.
And then I'll take
8. And then discard 2 randos.
5, 6, 7, 8. I only got these 2. Okay. Back to me. Let's cross wrap this endless arrow. See if we want to get different. We don't. We'll shoot in this arrow for 4.
What's your 24?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
You can block with a bunch. Oh, your equipment's gone. You blocked with.
It's out. I mean,
Just an endless arrow.
yeah.
It's endless.
I'll I don't want you to have that in your hand. Know what I mean?
I do. Yeah. I chose it just for you.
Let's block for 5.
Okay. Turning it around.
Mine?
Yeah.
Let's create a Sarge. He's online. Let's pay 3. 6 damage hammer coming at you. 2 floating resources. No cards in hand.
Mr. Sarge is online.
Ballistic, that's basically the game. This is one of my favorite things is creating tough choices for my opponent. I think more and more I'm trying to do that every round. It's just force them into
Pretty good idea.
suboptimal turn or taking damage.
I mean, it's really a matter of which one's most important to you. I'll pass, and then, well, that's a good question. Wait, is this dominated?
No. Nope. It's just I can't dominate my hammer.
You don't really use a lot of different actions, do you?
So the turns I use a lot of actions. Like I have to use an action to create the Sarge. I have to use an action to use this
for
thing.
dominate, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is very annoying sometimes.
Okay, good. Excellent.
Alex Becker, what's it like to have armor?
Yeah, right. You want to knock my boots off here real quick?
That's right. I'll knock the boots right off.
Woo! I'll pass the defense step there.
No one knocks boots off like Bravo.
And I'm going to take cover
Okay.
from that hammer. Throw this in and then take 2.
You got it. Call me in the morning.
All right, let's cross wrap it.
Forgot that was in here.
I'm going to leave that.
I made some real changes.
All right, Raven's Rabble coming in for 4.
Mm-hmm.
Show you an Enlightened Strike up there.
That could get saucy. I will not block.
Yeah. No reactions.
1, 4.
Yeah, I think this is right. Redliner here. Azalea that out. Mr. Enlight. Play Enlightened Strike. I'm going to push this in under. And the question is, do I want an Arsenal card or do I want 2 damage? I want an Arsenal card, so I'll do 5 and draw.
I will take 5.
All right, Arsenal that boy. Over to you.
No particular reason. Okay. Let's pay 1 to crack my Mage Master boots. Next non-attack action. It doesn't cost me an action. We're going to play an Energy Potion.
Free pot.
And then I'll create a Sarge token. And then I'm going to pay 3 to play a Showtime.
Very nice. So now I need to start shooting.
Crippling.
Well, there it is.
Put a card into Arsenal. I'll let you figure out which one.
I could never have known. Okay, cross wrap. It's a hamstring shot. Okay. Interesting.
Daniel's saying E-Strike is my favorite art in the entire game. Did you happen to get one of those E-Strike playmats? Those are primo.
This is a very tough. This is a situation where I drew all arrows.
That's not the plan.
So I might actually have to blind Azalea here. Or, in a rare moment, Actually use the perch grapplers. I'm as scared of that as you are. Trust me.
All right. I like that.
Okay. That's an out. Maybe that's what they're there for. Got a handful of arrows. Knock your boots off. All right, so let's look at what that would actually look like.
Jordan Hightower in all caps. What?
Yeah. Take them while you got them. All right. So we're going to pitch a plunder run and a tunic to kill these. Destroy them. The arrows go again there. We're gonna
Hold on.
we're gonna azalea that searing shot in.
Steven texted me this
Oh, this
weekend
one,
that he was playing Plunder Run again, and I just sent the Hulk Hogan gif where he's like,
I'm gonna shoot a searing shot at you. 4 damage, go again. If it hits, take 1.
okay. 4 damage, take 1. 4 damage, take 1.
Oh, and it's got Dominate too. In case you're thinking about blocking that with 2 cards, which would be great on a Crippling Crush turn. And a 0-cost arrow. This would be really cool. Yeah, Alex, it may be a case for Snapdragons for sure. I don't know. This was a very particular moment where, like, you have to attack into a 5-card Bravo hand. You're about to get chunked. So you got to bring something.
You are going to get chunked. That's
You
the
gotta
goal.
do it.
This is an interesting moment in time. So I do that and that. Technically, I have this and this.
Say that to say this.
I will take 5.
Take 5. Go again. Or redliner. Ye old red headshot.
That's 22.
And then we'll pitch 1 to 6 damage coming at you. Headshot. With go again. You can believe it.
Dominate?
No Dominate.
Let's go 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Take 1. Morale hit. And then I'll dump this in the arsenal. Right to the arse.
Start of my turn. Showtime triggers. I draw a card.
Now, if I did a 0-cost arrow there, it could have cracked Bullseye and shot that one as well, which would have been cool. So that's actually an unlooked for
turn.
14 damage, 3 attack turn, which is more than nothing.
Let's crack the potion.
Ugh.
Pay for dominate.
Ugh.
Spend 6 and fire a crippling crush.
Why isn't this a take cover down here?
You failed me.
Okay, crippling crush. I'll pass defense. I'm gonna react with fate foreseen to opt. That's good opt. I like that opt. Good opt. And then I'll take what, 11 minus 4?
7.
7.
And then discard 2 randos.
Not so endless anymore.
The endless arrows have come to an end.
Taking 7. 5, 6, 7. Okay. Don't worry, the plan is still in effect.
Excellent, excellent.
Cross wrap. You've already seen it. Don't need to even show you. Azalea. Headshot. And then pitch. Headshot for 6. And I get my tunic counter because I forgot. Not the damage arrow we wanted, but the damage arrow we clearly deserved. What's up, Bradford? Hey, happy to finally catch a Fab stream. Great to learn along with you guys this past year or so. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? It's been a year, and I'm only now bad at the game. I mean, we were not even. It wasn't even we weren't playing the game of Flesh and Blood in the beginning, which I think is the case for most of us. Most of us humans. Not the New Zealanders, of course.
Yeah, you mean the gods among men?
They were playing perfectly from the womb.
I've heard that.
From the land which it came from, they came bearing flesh and blood skill.
I was blocked for 5, take 1.
Oh man, got a mingle and a pummel off of them.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Deck's working. Shooting those arrows, man.
Peter asking, are we going to have more spots for our April Fab League? We are not planning to do that. This is our test run, so didn't want to get too crazy. But assuming that goes well, you can look for more of that kind of event series from us in the future. All right, you ready to party?
Party.
Let's go. Red Plunder Run into a red Cartilage Crush.
Wait, did that come from your arsenal?
Yep. 10 damage. If it hits, I draw a card, and your first action next round costs you an extra resource.
That's bogus. Is it dominated?
Nope.
Now, wait a minute.
You decide your fate.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm worried about.
You posted a comment over the weekend on Discord about dominate or not. And you were basically like, so basically doing dominate removes the opportunity for your opponent to make the wrong choice.
Yeah, it's like, well.
That's what I'm saying, though. Is like here, if I had dominated, let's say I had the resources to do it, which I didn't. It just removed the option for you to go down that lane. Like,
but I like the lane.
Yeah, if you want to block with like 3 or 4 cards here.
So what I'm taking, how much 10, and you're drawing all that?
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird because if you didn't do that, this is like a pretty Bugatti little hand here. I like finally found all those scar for scars and all that stuff that I was talking about earlier.
You do have less life than me right now.
I definitely will continue that after this here.
That is not looking like it's going to change.
Okay, what is my most effective? So if I block with 7, you don't crush me. I take 3. You draw a card. All right. I'm doing it. I'm blocking with 7.
Okay. So you take 3, and I draw a card. And put it in arsenal.
Just
Shocking.
2 defense coming back to haunt me. Scar for Scar Red.
Hold on, let me get my hand.
4 coming at you. And I get a tunic there. Oh, yeah, it was dominated. That headshot was dominated, but that's fine. We'll think about it later. Not your problem.
I sort of regretted blocking with 2 cards that time.
Yeah, right.
Because I drew my card from Showtime, and it was a red pummel. And so if I had kept the card, I would have been able to... literally, when I was blocking, I was like, well, if I block for 2, I take less damage. But if I top deck a red pummel, I'm going to be really frustrated.
There it was. You got to believe in the heart of the cards. That's how I win games, since you know.
Heads go again. You have no resources?
I have no resources nor cards, specifically.
Block for 6. It's just not...
Wow.
Not take it.
That is the best deal in baseball. I've never seen a better deal than that. What are you thinking?
Well, I didn't have anything to do with my 3rd card except for prevent damage. So I did.
Right on.
Mine?
Yeah.
Let's pay 1 for a Sarge. And then pay 2 for a Command and Conquer.
Wow. Hitting just nothing. Cool.
If you have the reload defense reaction, you can't do it.
That's right.
And
All right, so I can take 6 here, is what you're saying. I'm gonna make a gamble that I never make, which is that I can win by not blocking.
now you're starting to sound like I did about a month ago. I'll just take the punch and I'll swing back harder, I swear.
This is yeah. I don't know if it's enough heat. It's some heat. Some amount of heat here. I'm taking 6.
Is it like that mild over at Thai Village? Just a little bit of heat?
A little bit of heat. That's right. You never quite know how it's going to turn out. All right. All right. Well, while we're here, let's start with a scar for 4. Card looks great. I've heard they're rare.
It's killer. Just killer. All right, let's
Oh,
block.
I can't drink this on stream because it's not my Nalgene.
You have a contractual agreement to not drink with that on stream. Someone says you forgot to tunic.
Yeah, thank you.
Tunic on.
Tune up.
Block for 3, take 1.
Okay. Let's Ravenous Rabble here.
I like it. What did you get? What did you get?
Oh yeah, you get to see that too.
E strike.
Light strike there. Four coming at you. Stacking them deep. Selling them cheap. Did you take 1?
Yeah, I was at 15.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take 4.
Okay.
I mean, you're in the game.
I'm in the game, baby.
EA Sports.
To the game. Now here's my eternal question here. No, you just do it now. Do it now. I don't need to do that yet. Redliner here for Remorseless, and then Tunic for 5 damage attack there. If it hits, you play an action card, you lose a life, and no defense reactions from Arsenal. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Bun.
We will block for 5.
All right. I'm going to Arsenal this boy.
All right.
And we're in the end game now.
Sarge triggers.
That's right.
I'll pay 3 for a Mangle for 8. No dominate.
Just a big old mangle. Just some good old boys. I'm doing no harm.
I'm a fab guy asking the question of all questions. The real question now is the Scar promo more or less rare than the Alpha Legendaries?
Never telling.
Oh, man. You just never know.
All right. All right. Now hold on a second. This gets kind of interesting. Well, it really doesn't, though, does it? All right. I'm going to block the 3 and go to reactions.
I'll pass.
I'm going to go with 3 here.
Okay. Take 2.
Taking 2.
It's what the doctor ordered.
Yikes. Cross wrap. Do I even want that? I don't want that. Opt that out of here. Consider yourself opted out. Tunic. We'll do Plunder Run.
MVP. MVP.
Redliner for Remorseless. And swing in there.
For
No
8.
defense reactions from Arsenal. And lose a life every time. 8 damage. Draw a card. Etc. etc. An absolute classic.
Hold on.
Think you can dominate me, huh? In the game? Probably.
You have one take cover left.
Mm-hmm. Sure do. It's right there on top. Opted into it.
I lose a life every time I take an action.
Mm-hmm. Don't take two. Like dominate and then attack. You'd kill yourself there. If you took the 8, of course. I think Guardian's supposed to be like the worst matchup for Ranger also. That's what the people were saying.
It's good. Good.
Having watched this plenty of time.
All right. Well, I could be walking into a bear trap. I just could be. But we'll hope not. I'll block for 4.
With
Here and here.
the plating, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So,
Take 4?
Take 4. I'll draw 1. I'll put it in the arsenal. And then I'll leave that there so we don't forget.
All right. Mine?
Mm-hmm.
Bravo's ability. Mangle, 8 damage with Dominate. And I lose 2 life.
That's right. All right, deploy the fleet.
Did you get the take cover or not?
Yeah, but I already got something here.
Excellent.
Which I could have left it out, I suppose. All pass defense. Good reactions here. Oh, wait, I don't pass defense. I put these in. So there's 2, and then I'll do 4 on the take cover. Down to 1.
You got it. Yeah.
Now the question is, can you actually do anything? You just start blind, you know? Do you just start YOLOing it?
For the old Dominate.
Yeah.
What up, Chris? Oh, J. Crab saying remorse is whenever they play an action card, so I don't lose 1 with Bravo. I don't.
Okay, cool. Tick on. Let's go Scar for Scar.
Mm-hmm.
Red.
Hoover saying, howdy guys, what are your thoughts on streaming to Twitch versus YouTube, doing homework for my new hobby? We do both with a service called Restream, but it really just depends. If you're streaming content that is going to be enjoyable for someone to find later after it's live, YouTube is, I think, a way better platform for that kind of content. Oh, don't you know? So really, I need to dominate and swing. Is what I need the resources for.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll block for 3.
Okay. Taking 1. I've got some questions here. Is there a world in a world? Can I lay out my deck? I'm thinking about going blind here, man.
May as well.
I don't know. I mean, I think the worst, like hitting a remembrance would probably be the worst. There's 1 in there. Remember that 1 I put in there? It's like, oh, remember this? Then again, you could shuffle 3 take covers back in. Draw 4.
Not the worst situation.
Not terrible. So maybe that's not awful. You have anything in the arsenal?
No.
All right, I'm gonna blind it.
Okay.
Let's go. Blind. I'll leave this here.
Night Bloom, yes, we do have plans for accessories for Fab. We're prototyping some of those on the table right now.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Blank Bravo on a Dominate? Did somebody just Heart of the Cards this game out of the gutter? Yes. Yes, they did. Pitch and launch. 5 with dominate, blinking, bravo. Bravo's ability has go again, Brandon. That's right, Obsidian. I can't stand it. It's the magic of the stream.
Block with 3, take 2.
Yeah. All right, one in the arsenal here.
Tell me, you're in the game, dude.
I know, we're right here. It's the most efficient deck you've ever seen.
All right. I will swing with the hammer for 4.
I've got to cover all of that up, don't I?
You sure do.
Where's all my armor?
Gone. You had 4 armor. It's not crazy.
This guy. What, you want 1 card in your hand there?
Yeah.
Boy, we're on the next level here.
What up, Van? We are. It's a close
This
game, dude.
This is nuts. How many ways can you try to make this work? I need money, and I got these cards. Okay, I think it's this. And then we take another YOLO shot. It's probably a pump, which is great. Which is fine. Which is ample. You don't have any of those pummels left, do you? Anything weird? Am I missing anything? I'm blocking for 5.
You got it. Put a card in arsenal.
All of my my third and fourth cards, because I got to block with 2. You get it? See how that works?
I'm with it. This is your chance.
All right, now, is there a way to just stick a Fate Foreseen in here? I got to find out real quick. That's like the only thing I can't play, I think, left in the deck. If there is anything left.
Did you draw that remembrance?
I haven't yet.
So you could get a remembrance, or at least you're able to get it out of your arsenal.
Yeah, I think it's the only thing I can't get out. I looked at that in deck building. Yeah, there's 3. Okay. So I don't think it's possible. So we're going to start with another YOLO moment here. It's the remembrance. Now this gets interesting.
You can put 3 hours in and YOLO again.
That's interesting, yeah.
But you have to have something. Yeah, you could put 3 hours in, redliner, and then YOLO with Azalea.
I'm on more of a different kick here.
Oh, you also have those bracers left.
I got the bracers. They're about to be used here.
Well, it lets you peek.
No. You wish it did, but it's from your hand. Basically, here's what you need to understand. Every time you think Ranger gear is doing something very good, it's doing 1 tick less than that.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind.
1 derivative left. Got it.
You think those boots should have been battle worn? Yeah, they break immediately.
1 tick. I get it.
This from the deck? Well, that would be something else. That Pathing Helix, if that was from the... Wow, that'd be an arrow that would ever be played. I'm a man of caution. Am I not? Am I out of arrows? Am I going to run out of arrows?
Oh, so good.
Am I going to run out of arrows?
I don't know. Doesn't feel like you should be out of arrows
It
yet.
doesn't. It doesn't, right? This feels like a fat
It
stack
feels like
of
a
arrows.
stack of arrows.
I'm going to do this now.
Yeah, just don't miss.
Action cards. Oh, it can't even be a take cover.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
All right, so what are the cards? We're going to have to do arrows then, I think, right?
All those 1 for 5s, dude, with Dominate, just put me in a pickle.
So efficient. All right, let's do
That range is just so efficient right now.
I think Remorseless is good here, right? Like,
if you hit, you win, probably.
Well, Remorseless is weird because like you could even block it for
4, and then I still lose.
You don't have any reaction. I haven't seen a single reaction in that deck. You have like 3/4 of your deck left. It's ridiculous.
I do play reactions, and they fat.
Okay. Remorseless is good.
If you catch my meaning.
And then, yeah, we'll do Remorseless.
Look at that. Woo! Remembrance at the end is actually real good.
Well, yeah, that's when you want to remember.
That's right.
I should also, that's the thing. It's like, it doesn't, I think Remorseless, where you can't play reactions from Arsenal, is probably better than anything else. Because, like, at this point, it's just the damage. You want to cut this? It's definitely going to be awesome. All right. We're just going to redliner. I mean, you could have twos, right? You do have twos. You have twos over here, don't you? You can run those stupid plunder runs and
I definitely have twos, yeah.
Okay. Well, then we'll use the bracers.
I also have big numbers.
We use the bracers on a sleep dart and then 6 on the sleep dart there.
Okay, no dominate.
No dominate, no. I'm not taking the shot, man. I don't know. We'll look at it afterwards. Maybe
Sleep
I
dart
should've.
blanks me.
Yeah, it blanks you. Also, don't let it hit for the reason of you dying.
I could take one if I block with it.
You could take one.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't want to take one, but I could take one.
Hidden World, you'll find the Covenant Discord link in the footer of our website. It says Discord right there in the footer. Right there in the lobby.
Right there in the lobby. Lobby bar.
La ba ba.
Lobby bar.
I think I pitched a lot of my 2 defense cards early too, so like I'm like blocking with Triscuits, man. I just need to get a dominate in.
You do.
This game stresses me out.
It should.
It's too stressful. I don't know what to do. Is this more annoying as a 6 than a 5?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Great.
Conclusively.
We made it. We made it. We used all of our gear.
I'll block for 6.
Okay. All right. It would have been that Remorseless. Probably should have done it, huh?
You never know.
Yeah, right.
Let's
Oh, no.
create a Sarge token and swing with the disable for 7.
7 is the worst number. I hate that.
Yeah, give me 3 or 4 of them cards.
Yeah, it's 3 of them.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
All right, block it with 9.
Ah, yes. Didn't even use dominate yet.
Do I have any zeros left? I can't shoot this. It's a problem. All right, red liner there. Here we go. Oh, can't shoot it. I'll lose. It's sitting there. Over to you.
You might not lose,
All right.
weirdly enough.
It was dominated, though.
Sarge
It's waiting
pops.
on you.
Yikes.
Are you serious? You can't, like, dominate an attack right now? Oh, my gosh. Oh, look at this. What has happened? What's up, James? Chris, what have we been listening to, drinking, and watching? Been drinking a lot of water. I'm on a bit of a kind of a cleanse right now, but not in like the weird way, like the self-important way, but just
Those
I'm
weird
just taking it
cleanses?
really easy right now.
All right, here's
No
what...
coffee. I'm doing no coffee, no booze, no.
Sounds miserable. For how long?
Couple weeks at least.
All right, you ready for this juice?
Yeah. Show me what you can squeak out here.
Pay 1 for a surge.
You draw your pummels.
I didn't draw any attack actions. It's a problem. I had the perfect moment for it too. A 4-card hand. Like, come on.
Yeah, I was like, well, this is over.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I won't surge. I'm just gonna pay 2 for a Forge for War.
No, yes, garbage.
Then-
Now, this thing's battle worn. It's not dead. It's not temper. I thought that was temper.
No, it's battle worn. It's these that have the battle worn.
Yeah,
The gauntlets.
that's so funny. So you still live. You got a 2-block.
Then I'll pay 1. Trigger my helmet. No, I'll leave my helmet. It's a block.
Dang
I'll
it!
create a
dang
Sarge
it, I almost
token.
got it.
And then I'll put this in Arsenal. And then this goes under.
Bogus. Okay, we're gonna start with Azalea. Ha! Found her remorseless. Okay.
This warrior says no booze on Ashes Wednesday. That's true.
Nope.
It's a celebration.
Nope. Can't do it.
Can't drink alone.
Yeah. Well. I'm doomed. Doomed.
I'm
man.
doomed.
Pitch and remorseless you for 8. No, 5. 8 is what I wanted.
5.
With this handful of arrows. Yeah.
Well, this Forge for War is going to really pan out, isn't it?
It is.
I'll block with my 2 pieces of armor and a 3 to
You
make it
got
5.
You got it. You got it.
Let's just add a extra.
Putting 1 in the arsenal, though. Watch out.
All
In
right.
case you have nothing again.
Ready for this juice?
There's the nimbleism.
I barely have something. Sarge pops. We're going to go. This is going to be sweet. It's going to taste glorious. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Red Plunder Run.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll pay 6 for a 14 damage crippling crush, no dominate.
You got me. 12.
I did have these in hand.
I can block a bunch. Oh, good. Remorseless said no.
I finally I drew
not-
both. That was
Remorseless,
this
actually.
is literally my hand this last round. That was in Arsenal
It's ugly.
and this. So technically, if you forced my hand, I would just unmovable and then wait here. I have another unmovable next round just in case, and I just keep waiting.
Yeah, I mean, that's respectable. I'm not too concerned about it. It's funny, you know, it's just like, well, obviously you get down to the bottom. It's just like the right order. I think that's one thing that Ranger runs into a lot that's problematic is it's just like sometimes you might draw all of your arrow cards and sometimes you buy all the pumps. And at least most classes are just like, well, I'll at least swing with my weapon. So that's a problem. You know, like you have turns where you can't do anything.
You have 2 distinct disadvantages, right? So you don't have a weapon, so you can't always like I have a lot of turns where I swing with a hammer,
Right.
which is great. Then also
Best cards in the game right there.
a lot of my options, like my 3rd slot options that I'm playing and 4th slot, that's really what I was doing a few weeks ago. It's a better way of saying it. As an example, like emerging dominance, if I have the extra cards and resources, is
They're
fine.
all 3 defense.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Stonewall Confidence, Emerging Power, all these just kind of extra slot cards, Showtime. Just is a lot of flexibility. So I do have a certain amount. Like I'm running 3 Plunder Runs. There's a couple cards and Pummels. I'm running the 6 copies of Pummels. So I have 9 cards that are 2 defense that are my weird slot. And even like Plunder Run, I think why I like it so much is it's also a really good 3rd card.
It is a good.
It's only
it's an
2 block.
interesting 3rd card. It just goes the arsenal
Yeah.
on your 3rd turn. You do your standard sequence and arsenal it,
Yeah.
which is fine. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I mean, I think it's pretty good in Ranger. It's funny because on the one hand you have all the ways to manipulate your arsenal. On the other hand, you totally have to have it in the right sequence because you have to have everything flowing through that arsenal correctly, or you just brick out your entire turn.
Yeah.
That's right, Alex. No weapons, no armor, but we have our brains.
Do you want to see a different class against your Ranger deck?
Sure. You want to play Ninja?
What's your preference? I can play Ninja.
Play Ninja or Warrior even. If you want to play Dorinthia. We got that Dorinthia built up. If you can't beat it, you may as well go home.
I thought you were going to say join it. I'll just play Ninja.
Because Dorinthia is so good.
We'll see how old Katsu feels.
I think I have a good handle on what to do with Ninja. That's the crazy thing about Flesh and Blood is you really could just test for 1,000 years. Probably keep tweaking.
Yeah.
And not even just tweaking, like you'd also change your deck.
Sure. Like with the sideboard.
Like the way that you actually play. Because that changes too.
Yeah.
Everything changes.
Well, I think that's part of what makes me so excited about this game is that like it's not just it's obviously sideboard and what you're choosing to play makes a lot of difference, but literally the way you're choosing to use your cards, when you're blocking, what you're attacking with is super relevant.
I've been asking, am I gonna use Death Dealer? Eventually I will. It's just I think it's better.
Death Dealer?
Yeah. Yeah, I have to change. I'm trying to refine this particular concept to its roots, and I don't want to like audible right now, right this moment. Keyboard asking the question of the matter: is this better than Star Wars Destiny when it was at its best? It's a question for Zach. I'd say of course, but I was never quite as hooked. I thought Destiny was a phenomenal game. I just can't separate the game from everything else.
Yeah. I think Destiny at its peak is one of the best games of all time. It was not at its peak for long or often. Unfortunately.
First few weeks of Awakenings, though. Were...
I think this is Art of War.
Looks like it. Says it on the card there. You know?
No, this.
Oh, okay.
I have another copy of Art of War, actually. Like, there's more. This kind of depends. Destiny at its best to me was I do one thing, you do one thing, which is why I jokingly said it wasn't that way for very long.
They're kind of similar, though. The way that they feel. Now, Destiny just had so much, so many ways to play out a turn that weren't playing to this kind of a sequence where you have blocks and you have attacks.
Yeah.
And like, and you have the exchange of tempo and you're trying to kind of wrestle it from each other in small units of turns. But this is way more working within all of the same engine and just riffing on it. Mm-hmm. Destiny sometimes went sideways with it. You know what I mean? Like,
but it's hard to separate this game system from the development.
Yeah.
Because like once you got all the supports and the action cheating, that's what I mean by like that. Just the core. I think the biggest difference, honestly, and it's just a flavor thing. I would lean Flesh and Blood purely mechanically speaking, but the thing I was going to mention is like
you're more of a risk person though. I thought you like the risk of the dice and the risk management, don't you?
I mean, there's as much risk happening here. How much to block, when to take hit effects, etc.
That's some risk right here.
But the reality of Destiny is a game where you build your board. Flesh and Blood is a game where your board gets smaller over time. Mm-hmm. And Destiny balanced this out by losing characters. And so technically, if you lose characters with upgrades on them, your board stays pretty even throughout the game. Like if you're playing against your opponent well. But there is something really cool about a single character that you equip that is in a fight that gets weaker over the course of that fight.
They're not actually that dissimilar. I mean, there's kind of a subgenre or maybe a tag you would put on a game that's like, this is one of those games where you're going to be trading small units of play back and forth, trying to slowly win advantage. As opposed to like, there's a lot of games where you're building to big combos, you're building to giant clickable parts that then and create some magnificent effect that really doesn't happen it kind of started happening in Destiny when it was not really as exciting. Like the Millennium Falcon thing where it was, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think the difference as well is that like in Flesh and Blood, you're making your choice about essentially what to risk after your opponent has attacked you, right? Like you decide how much to block, but as the attacker, you don't know how much they can block with, or what's in their hand. The tension in Destiny that was always exciting to me was, and that's why back and forth was so good when there wasn't a lot of action cheating, which always existed, but like those games where it reminds me of the end of Flesh and Blood, where you look across your opponent's dice and you can see what they have, and you choose, deal with that problem, if you can, or don't do your own thing, but then you basically, even when you roll the good thing you want, you have to sit there for a second.
And be like,
And your opponent now gets the choice of whether they deal with it or they just do their own thing. And so it creates a lot of tension in a similar
a
way.
little more drama, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was more known to everybody watching too, where it's like, oh, he's got the 5 blasters showing. Like, can he do anything about it?
Yeah, I think in Flesh and Blood that
Am I going
tension
first? He's
is
going
similar, but at the same time, it's a me. I'll go
you.
first.
Okay.
It's similar, but you have to know what's going on more here, like, which is good and bad.
You really do have to know what's going on.
I think spectating this, if you know what's going on, has to be incredible.
Yeah.
All right, well, you heard it here first, didn't you?
I did.
Kadashi for 1.
Oh yeah, it's Ninja. Don't you still take these?
I think so. Keyboard saying, follow-up question, how will Flesh and Blood avoid the issues Destiny inherited over time? I mean, the two primary issues for Destiny, in my opinion, were not really having or sticking to what we call first principles. Even the recent Drone of Brutality ban, to me, was playing to this concept that there are principles at play in Flesh and Blood from a design perspective that they're going to stick to. As long as they do that and actively focus on doing that, I think that's going to avoid a lot of the problems. The other thing is just Destiny's biggest problem: lack of communication from the publisher and lack of consistency in the release schedule. And so that's something we haven't felt nearly as much with Legend Story. They've been doing a really great job of clearly communicating what's going on, everything from the print run sizes to the timeline of releases. They have their marketing and previews and all that season on lock. So I think they're going to avoid a lot of that heartache. And the other thing is Flesh and Blood is just willing to be an actual collectible game.
Man, aren't they? Yeah, that's actually a huge difference. I took it. The damage. You stabbed me.
All right, do it again.
I'm gonna block that one. I'm getting him back. I don't care.
You're getting him back. Oh, with your.
Well, it's the first turn of the game. I'll get it.
I will pass.
Drop. First turn. Hello. How convenient. Scar for Scar Red coming at you. Your one poke was your demise.
I will pass block. So you get first reaction.
None.
Springboard.
All right. 4. Well. Oh wait. Yeah, that's right. Weird. That happened in all the wrong ways, but there's nothing I can do about it. Oh man, that's a bummer.
What's wrong?
Well, so this is my hand. Command and Conquer's not quite as good now, but you got to do something. So you dump 2 very good defense reactions to play a 6 damage Command and Conquer. That would have been great first, but then you can't play the Scar for a Scar, so, I don't know.
I mean, Scar for a Scar effectively got rid of it anyway.
Yeah. But Command and Conquer and then Scar for a Scar, this would have actually been like the best play. Pitch that and put this in Arsenal. You just didn't know it,
Yeah.
You just didn't know. Anyway, this is dead. There go 2 take covers. That's not great.
I'll take 6.
Mm-hmm.
No particular reason. Oh, wait. No. Hold on.
Take as
Not
much as
very
you like.
cards, yeah.
Use those boots. Monarch delayed by 1 week. Yeah, we got a bit of a heads up on that this morning, actually. I was amazed that they were flying their stuff in. That's insane.
Let's read it real quick. Got an announcement from Legend Story. I won't read it fully. So new schedule. Preview season starts a week later,
Okay.
April 12th.
It's okay.
Pre-release weekend's a week later,
Okay.
April 30th through May 2nd.
1 week.
Monarch First Edition's a week later, May 7th.
Right.
Monarch Unlimited for Europe and North America is June 4th.
Okay.
And then for APAC, APAC, Asian
Pacific,
I assume New Zealand, etc.
the area.
Is June 11th. And then effectively, things they were expecting to get in February are still at the dock, so they're air freighting it in.
That's insane.
And they're paying to have it air freighted.
Yeah, that doesn't. That's terrifying, actually. That's like.
Well, we saw the boat in the Panama Canal, right?
Yeah, but that's like so much money. That's
yeah.
crazy.
So this is actually a really good case in point, which is this kind of thing happened with Destiny a lot, except for they didn't say anything at all.
That's actually very true.
And they didn't air freight anything. And you just were like, well, it was supposed to come out, and then they didn't say anything for 2 months.
Yeah, and they didn't say. At least say something. At least say,
Yeah.
hey, it's delayed. We're not going to air freight it because like we're not made of money. But
Well, those boxes were bigger and dice and all that. Anyways, yeah, that's a bummer, but I very much appreciate the forward communication about it. And 1 week at this point is not. That's not a.
Can you imagine what
relevant.
they were looking at? They were probably looking at what, months,
Maybe.
if not
mean,
air freighting.
and
They
that-
may make nothing on this set, honestly.
But that is better than the game doing what Destiny did, right? And
Yeah.
I'm sure that was a similar situation sometimes with Destiny where it's like, well, we could get it here a month and a half earlier, but instead you just wait an extra 2 months to release the set. So
It's fascinating.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you want to take 6 or not?
no, I sure don't. I'm going to flick flack red and take 2.
Okay. You got that scar?
No.
Looks like a scar play.
Does it?
Yeah. Go down by 1.
It's not quite a scar play. Token on. It's kind of a weird hand, honestly.
That ninja magic.
Let's pay 1 for a Kodachi for 3.
Huh. Pay 1 for a Kodachi. I'm going to take that.
Pay 1 for a Kodachi.
Another Kodachi.
You got it.
I'll take that as well. Chop, chop.
Just don't even know.
You built this monstrosity.
I'm just gonna pass.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Huh. Well. Interesting. Okay. Boy, I've got a great question here. Oh, man.
Ghost Unit saying, hey guys, are there pre-con or draft decks? So there are pre-con decks coming out with Monarch. Our subscription for that's sold out, so you might be able to find those elsewhere. But you can also do draft and sealed. So we, for the first time in a long time, have the first 2 sets boxes for Unlimited in stock on the website. And 1 or 2 of those from especially Welcome to Wraith is a great draft sealed experience.
All right, Tunicon. I'm going to play Command and Conquer.
Ghost, these are constructed decks. CNC for 6, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I will block with my boots and my scales and take 4.
Okay. That Arsenal card out of here. A whelming gust wave. I've never been more excited.
Aren't you just whelmed?
It's such a good card. Okay. Over to you. It's funny to go from something like Guardian you're so familiar with, and then it's like, oh yeah, I gotta learn a totally new way to play. I mean, it feels so different.
It's totally different. Let's go Kadachi for 1.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Nice. Good play. Flick Flack.
You made it where I couldn't play it. I don't want to be sitting on that again.
Oof. I'll take 1.
Okay. Red Scar for a Scar. It's got to go again.
Well. Well. Man, I don't know. I've got a weird block here if I want it. Not covering up that 4 damage attack is so annoying. I'll take 4.
It hurts, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Then we will do an Enlightened Strike.
You draw under 7.
For 7.
7. For 7. All right, let's block for 5. You draw on this?
Mm-hmm. Either get a card or you nuke a bunch of them.
It's just one card, or you get a card or I lose a card, or whatever combination they're in. Got that coming up.
Keyforge saying, I feel like I should pay Legend Story more now to help with the delivery. I don't want them losing money.
That'll be fine.
I think it'll be all right. It's a very, I think, smart decision. If the decision point is we can either wait an extra maybe month or 2 question marks, we're not exactly sure, or you have certainty and you know it's going to come out not disappointingly later. It's a tough decision, but also I think, I'm going to slide these back on screen, a very smart decision.
There'll be a better time. There'll be a better time. I'll come back for you. Coming back for you. I'll
Never let go.
I'll block with 7.
Okay. Covered it up. Covered it right up.
Okay. Tunic up from Arsenal. We'll do an Enlightened Strike. We're both very enlightened. And I'm going to give it draw a card. 5 damage coming at you.
All right. Oh, I forgot to click this up. That's interesting. 5 damage.
5 damage. Just 5 damage. Just trading blows here.
I will not block.
Go ahead.
Take 5. Call you in the morning.
Put this in the arsenal. And here we go.
Mehmet saying, yeah, Freight is the right decision. I was there for the Destiny delays and destroyed my local scene. Not surprised to hear it. All right. Well, sometimes your path is made clear to you. We're going to play a Whelming Gustwave for 2.
What?
Yellow Whelming.
Garbage. And mask is the 3rd chain link when an attack action card is the 3rd or higher. Okay. On the chain link. So you're swinging for 2 with a Whelming Gustwave. Completely unwhelming, if you ask me.
Some would say underwhelming.
Definitely underwhelming. But it seems like you want it to hit. Well, it doesn't much matter. You're still going to get the +1 or whatever, I imagine. How does the combo read? What's the next piece?
It says if Surging Strike was the
What's
previous
the one
attack.
that goes off of this one?
I don't know.
What does it say? It's in your hand. What does it say?
If this hits, maybe I discard a 0 and go get it.
You can. But what does it say? Just curious.
It says Mugenshi Release. Combo. If Whelming Gust Wave was the last attack this combat chain, it gets +1, go again, and if it hits, search your deck for any number of cards named Lord of the Wind, reveal them, and put them into your hand, and shuffle your deck.
Okay, so asking for a friend there. So none of the combos rely on the last combo piece hitting. Is that a fair thing to say?
That's right.
That
None
true?
of them do.
Okay. Then I will not block.
Okay. Let's hold on. Nope, I don't have go again yet.
Oh.
I'm gonna pay 1 to do a Razor Reflex for +2.
Okay.
Now it's at 4 with go again if it hits.
Taking.
Okay. Then I will pay 1 for Mugenshi Release. It's a 5, and if it hits, all sorts of nasty things are about to happen.
No cards in hand?
No cards in hand.
All right. You've got breaking skills. It's
I
currently
do.
at 5. I'll block for 6.
Okay. You shut it down.
Shut. Now the real magic's about to happen. Cross wrap. Oof. Leaving that there. Scar for scar. Go again. 4 damage. Just sneaking in there.
I won't block.
All right, take 4.
Can't let that train keep going.
Ravenous Rabble for 4.
Take it.
Use Redliner to drop this in. Use Azalea here. And use the Tunic, Red in the Ledger for 5 with Dominate. If it hits no more than 1 action, it's the one and only.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take this one. I'm going to try to get that vaccine rescheduled.
Okay.
That's what this is. See ya.
I've had a really weird series of hands this here game. The hand says, wow, that hurt. Yeah, not good. This has not gone well. So I basically can block with a 3 and mask to stop it, and then have an okay turn. But I don't think it's worth it. So I think I'm just going to end up taking 1 action and blocking, taking some damage, and kind of loading up for the next round. I'll get some in the arsenal. I also haven't really been able to make good use of my Spring Tunic. This particular, just the cards I'm drawing have been weird. Van says, man, I wanted to see that Lord of Wind pop. Yeah, me too. Having to use my Razor to give the first attack go again. Steven smartly didn't block that one. Made that a challenge. His Command and Conquers also hit on my... I actually had defense reactions both times, which was... if he'd done it the first time, it would have been way worse for me. David asking, quick question, with the delay, do you guys have an idea of when subcharges will start hitting our bank's cards? My order's pretty big, at least in my world. So the vast majority of time, subscriptions get charged about 2 weeks before release. So that won't change based on, it's just there's a release date move, so then your charge will probably be about 2 weeks beforehand.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You sent this attack at me?
Yeah.
I'm going to block for 3 and take 2.
Okay.
One action.
One action.
One action.
One. Ninja's good with one action.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, let's do that. Red Scarf, First Scarf.
That's your action.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. That's all.
I'm choosing not to block.
All right, take 4. Call me in the morning. Put a card in arsenal. Draw.
All right. For my turn, as for me in my house, I'm going to take aim. Drop one in the arsenal. Plus
Okay.
3. Gonna cry. I need to get my tunic going. Cross trap. Show you that beautiful plunder run, which I'm sure you love. I'll leave this there. I'm leaving it. I'll leave it. We'll play the plunder run. Arsenal. Red liner in the ledger. And we'll shoot it for 11. If it hits, all sorts of great things happen. I draw a card, you get 1 action, etc., etc.
Seems good.
Now it's me. Now I'm the one.
Jeez. Oh, that's block. It has dominate.
No.
All right, block for 7.
Oh, okay.
Take 4.
I'm drawing. I got plundered. Put this in the arsenal there. And you get 1 action, my friend.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pay for a red surging strike for 5.
It's beautiful. Okay. 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 Red surging strike for 5. That's the action. Well, let's block. Man. Such a question. I don't think I take that. Yeah, it's fine. You got it.
All right, you're up.
All right, let's cross-wrap this guy. Okay. Now we've got all sorts of questions. Yeah. Take this up. Are we really about to do it? We can't perch again. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Not doing that. Not in this matchup. Let's do 2 pitch and should play Command and Conquer from Arsenal.
Hmm. I'll just block for 6.
Right on. That's it. This will go in the arsenal. This will go to the bottom, and we will draw. Had a wasted card.
Put a card in arsenal.
Tunic up. Cross wrap. Stick 'em shot there. I'm going to opt that down. Then let's pay 1 stick 'em shot for 4 with go again.
We'll flick flack for 4.
Flick flack. Street rat. I don't. Okay. Next up. Let's do red liner. Do a sleep dart. And then let's launch it for 5. Blank your hero.
Let's think about this.
Still, I think he's rather tasty. I miss my real calling. I should have been on the screen, but the big screen.
Couldn't help but agree.
Not this small 1080p screen. I need to be in 24 frames, baby. The voice of the Midwest.
Son of a gun.
I hate Flick Flack, that card. I hate it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Don't like it.
Let's block for 5.
All right. I'm going to arsenal this baby. And I'm drawing these. Over to you.
Well, Kodachi for 1.
Really?
Got to get the train going.
Take it.
Mm-hmm. It's probably the right call. I gotta apply more pressure. I'm gonna use my tunic to play an Art of War. I'm gonna banish an attack action. I think that's here. To draw 2, and then I'll give let's give +1 to my attacks this round. Okay. There is that.
This is now an option. I've got options here.
I'll pay 2 for a yellow Surging Strike for 5.
5 Surging Strike. Okay.
Chris Ainsworth, see that? So Steven's new nickname should be 4K. You can see me.
That's funny. You got nothing. You got no weird stuff, right?
Nothing.
It's just a 5.
You got
All
it.
right, I'm gonna block it with 6.
You got it. It's maybe the strangest ninja game I've ever experienced.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad we could be here together.
All right, I'm gonna go and flip this out with Azalea.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm gonna play a red Nimbleism, and then we're gonna red liner. You got nothing in your arsenal there?
Mm-mm.
We'll do a hamstring shot and shoot you for 8. No dominate.
Take 8.
Ooh,
First thing cost me an extra.
it cost you an extra. Look at that. Two Kodachi.
All right. Here we go.
Van, I don't think instants break the chain. I think instants, it's only actions. Only actions that you...
Token here. Let's pay 1 for a Whelming Gust Wave.
3 damage attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hamstring's done. A 3 damage attack. We know that this is just about the Lord of Wind thing, right?
I like the stream thinking they know that I know what I'm doing.
What's it? What do they think?
He's going for it.
Yeah, Van's got you. Yeah, he's making his move.
Going for something. I really just can't have your other scars have him go again right now. Yeah, under any condition.
3 block.
All right, let's Ancestral Empowerment for +1. Draw a card.
That hitting is fine. Yeah, you're good. I'll take 1.
It'll hit. I'll trigger here.
Is that the go again boots?
Go again. And then I'm also going to trigger Katsu. I got to think about this. Yeah, this is the right call. It's the right call. It's the right call.
Yeah.
I think. Let me examine. Okay. Yeah. I'll discard a 0. It's a lot of moving pieces.
A lot of moving parts. A lot of ins and outs, you know.
What have you. Mugenshi.
Uh-huh.
Then I'll play a Mugenshi for 1. It's currently a 5.
It scales at him.
I can, yeah. 6 or bust.
Mugenshi for 1. How many cards in hand there? And what happens if it hits? You go get all the Lord of Winds, or does it have to hit by an amount?
It has to hit. And I go get all the Lord of Winds. Then we have a Lord of Wind party.
And you have no money floating.
None.
Okay. Let's go boots. For sure. Now, what's that Ancestral Empowerment? Does that cost you any money?
This one?
Ancestral, yeah. 0?
0.
How do they get these cards? I mean, do you know what Ranger would do for this?
Perhaps they become a ninja.
Work? There, man, it's just about whether or not you have it. You know, isn't that really the name of the game?
Did I have a second copy of Ancestral Empowerment?
Yeah, does he have it in hand? Did he get 2? No more in your discard pile, your graveyard, whatever the kids call it.
There are currently 0 copies, except for that one, that have been played or seen. Of course, the one on the hand.
Could be
That's the other one.
Could be that one, yeah. Could be that one.
Gruder says, oof, breaking the all too valuable perch grappler.
Block it for 5.
I'm currently at 5.
Yeah, blocked.
So I can just make it a 6.
You could. You could. Or you could not. Perhaps it was Toad.
I'll make it a 6.
All right. We're going to give it a little +3 take cover there.
You're at what now?
I'm currently at 6, 7, 8. I don't think there's any card in the card pool that can change the game here. But I could be wrong. Unless you have a secret 1 for Razor Reflex that I don't see anywhere on the board.
I will allow it.
Okay.
It has go again.
Oh, it does?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Cards in hand?
None. This one's in the arsenal there. You got a free shot.
Man, do I want it. I'll put this in arsenal.
No.
I'm not going to get ahead if I just keep swinging.
No. Oh, wait, I get to actually have a turn, don't I? I can take a crack at it. I'm going to cross-wrap here. The 0-cost arrow, we got play. It is not, so I will just draw my hand and move over to you. Or a 1-cost arrow, I guess. Tunic would have paid for that. What could have been, what might have been, should have been. See you, Chris.
All right. I will pitch, do a Kodachi for 1.
Kodachi for 1. Ridiculous. Take it.
Welcome to your doom. We'll Kodachi for 1.
I'll take that as well.
Sure enough. Oh, pointless. Let's do it. Yellow Promise of playing for 2.
Block it for 2 with Nimblism. No go again, huh?
Could have go again if I wanted it to.
Yeah?
I will allow it.
Wow. Really sorted through the trash to build that deck, didn't you? How those Yellow Promise of Polonius I ditched a few years ago.
They're actually what I needed earlier because they're my Kodachi fuel.
Oh, right.
But I didn't draw any 0 for 2 or 3 resource cards for like 3 turns in a row, so I couldn't Kodachi you. This was my problem.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
Anyways, I digress.
All right. Well, we can't use that cross trap, which is something I'm not excited about. Plunder Run from the arsenal there. And then I'm gonna crack my bracers to throw this in here.
Sick 'em.
And then I'm gonna pitch to play a Sick'em shot for 8. And then I've got 1 floating.
A cash 8.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't block. You get first reaction.
I don't have any.
Sink below red.
Okay.
We'll trigger it.
Keep sinking.
And I'll pass.
Okay.
Take 4.
Take 4. I will draw and go again. I'll play Nimblism. I'll use Red Liner. And then I'll shoot a salvage shot for 8.
Hate to see it.
I love to see it. I know what you're talking about.
Oof. I don't think I have outs.
You block that mask.
I mean, this hit effect doesn't really matter.
No, come on. It's a salvage shot. It goes to the... Look, at the end of the game, I'm going to be rocking you. I'm going to block both Kodachis and everything else the whole game.
I'll block for 5, take 3.
Okay. This will go to the bottom. And then this will go to the bottom. And it's over to you.
All right, we'll pitch Kodachi for 1.
Pitch Kodachi for 1. I'm taking 1.
Kodachi for 1.
Kodachi for 1. Oh, man. Sure. Let's block that one for 2.
Okay, pass.
Ooh. Ravenous Rabble. Showing you their red salvage shot.
We'll sink below red. I won't trigger it.
Okay. You have more of those? I will take aim here. Get that out. And then we'll Azalea. And then we'll shoot with the Tunic for 8 with Dominate. That ought to do it.
Flick flack red. Pass. Take it. I need that again.
Again? Let me play you something else.
I need to
You want to play mech? We gotta show the people something else, you know? We're always playing the same stuff.
I'm playing ninja. That's not the same.
You guys, what do you guys want to see? We gotta switch. I could badly play mech. I could play brute. You want to see brute?
Play whatever you want to play.
Oh man, I want to play brute.
I just need to play ninja again.
Let's play brute. Also, apparently, the people say that ranger is good against ninja.
Huh.
Because all the hit effects are like really good. All right, mech. Everybody's calling for mech. I'm gonna do mech. Now, how will I do mech? Poorly.
How do you feel about the mech v ninja match?
There's things that I do in this, so I'm gonna clear these out.
You want armor.
And
A lot of people asking for mech.
okay, mech's happening.
James says, stop putting it off, go mech.
Okay, it's happening now. Okay, and
I guess
then,
more water.
Yeah.
Chat can help you out.
Yeah, and then I'll drop a tome because I, really otherwise I just have no idea what I'm doing. All right, this is the start. When we got the gauntlet, I think you do the gauntlet against Ninja. That makes sense. Block some damage, and then we got all these fancy, freaking expensive cards. This is absurd. And then we've got the hat. Arena's hat. No, wait, not Arena's hat. All right, the Arcanite Skullcap. Which I have right here. Nope. Which I have right here. No. Which I have. This is the worst thing about these boulders is I never know where they're.
Where the tops are?
Yeah.
You could put a sticker on like the bottom or top.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to solve that problem. Arcanite Skullcap. You got one floating around there?
There's only one. Yes, I do.
I can play mine.
Your print and play?
One that says Arcanite Skullcap on it. A little slip of paper.
There you go.
Thanks. This is definitely the most expensive gear loadout that I've seen so far. All right, so I think what I'm supposed to do is shoot this gun a lot at the end of the game, and I really don't know much else. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna boost. I do know that. I think I can and should boost probably.
Well, I thought the Teklo pistol shoot deck was a lot about not dying early and then just wailing on them at the end with the gun.
Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely gonna not die.
It's kind of like the.
I bring every game. I kind of bring that strategy in.
The not die strategy.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's like they'll lean heavier towards blocking early, because at the end you basically have like Teklo plus 2 of the barrels out.
Yeah, and I start with an induction chamber. I know that.
Yeah, and then it's like go again, go again. So you get to fire the pistol like 3 times around at some point. That's what you're building to.
All right. So fire the gun.
Or more.
Fires the missiles. Okay, let's see. So Achilles Accelerator, instant destroy, gain 1 action point if you've boosted. Okay, so you get an action point. So you probably want to do that when it matters. Teklo Foundry, once per turn, pay a money, banish the top 2, gain 1 for each mechanologist card banished. Activate it only if you've boosted. So it's basically gain 1 cash.
Yeah. Lose 2 cards permanently and gain a cash.
Gain 1 cash. Okay, and I can do that every turn if I want.
Mm-hmm.
Am I supposed to?
From what I've seen, no. There's 2 different versions of this deck. There's the I swing big attacks and boost all the time.
I don't think that's what this is.
This seems like the control version.
Okay, great.
Which just means block, 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 build, block, build, block. And then like eventually you're going to be able to fire your gun like 3 or 4 times around.
Okay.
At like plus 1 or 2 damage each.
So pay 1 if there are no, put 1 on it, go again, and then remove it and attack. Okay, so the guns, you just start blazing.
Yeah. So like eventually, if you have the ability to give it go again several times, you can spend a blue to shoot it 3 times essentially.
All right, and James is saying set up chambers and purifier, and then go to town with a gun mid to late game. Okay, chambers and purifier. Okay, I've got chamber, got more in the deck. I've got purifiers. I'm sure those are important.
Yeah. So as an example, for 3 resources right now, you can fire twice. Load the gun, load this, shoot the gun, give it go again, load the gun again, shoot it again. Mm-hmm. Every round. 1 blue gets you 2 attacks every round.
Okay, that seems good.
Yeah.
So we can do more of that even.
If you had 3 of those out, then you could technically get go again 3 separate times.
Okay, right. Okay, and then we just pop, pop, pop. The cards look awesome.
Even
the mid cards look way better than I remember.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know that blocking against Ninja, now that's going to be good because like that's important. That's how you lose, is you just don't do that well.
Yeah. That didn't sound productive.
It's funny how It is. I love that it's a game that you can pick up a deck that you didn't build and have no idea how to do anything with it, which is good. That's a good sign for a game. You know, you should have your own ideas on the table. I'm sure nobody's been net decking in Flesh and Blood.
Zero net decks. All right, let's do this. I'll pay 1 Kodachi at you.
Pay 1 Kodachi at me. Okay, so this is the first turn.
Old Idar asking the most important question.
Are we looking to get famous?
You want to get famous on Instagram?
All right, give me a second. This is going to take a little bit of reading.
You good? We got a reader.
So we've got a 1/4 that boosts. The next attack that gains dominate. So that seems like something that's important to string together correctly. Boost. So the zipper hits. That's your go-to right there. That's your 1 for 5. That's your Azalea card right there. You can't see these, but that's what they're.
I mean, the crowd can.
Your next attack this turn gains dominate if Pedal the Metal hits. So they do have some dominators. And then 0 to 60, boost 0 for 2. Yeah, okay. So 1 Kodachi. I don't know. Do I take this stuff early? I'm a control deck. No, you can have it.
Kodachi.
You got me.
Ooh.
Ooh. Hey, Ezra. Going great. We did Simpson Rex, yeah.
I'll play a yellow Whelming Gust Wave.
Finish your turn with Chambers Charge. Okay, I'll do that. Whelming Gust Wave for what, 2?
Mm-hmm.
What a lame card. And it has go again there?
It does not yet.
But it will when you play that Razor. How many you got? One in the hand there?
2 in the hand. It's better than 3 in the bush.
That's right. We're just going to get through this. I'm going to block with 6.
All right. I'll allow it.
Yeah, you can't have them doing that on the first turn. You get to refill your hand. You just stuff it.
I just Lord of Wind you on turn 1.
Just stuff it.
Can you imagine? You can easily imagine that experience in a tournament.
Yeah.
Like someone just dunks on you on turn 1.
I can imagine it.
Picture this.
Okay. Here we go. So this has go again. Okay, we're gonna boost correctly. So I'm gonna blue here. I'm gonna play red zipper hit for 1.
Kapow.
As an additional cost, banish. Well, looky there, it's a mech card, so it now has go again.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
You got a 5 damage coming at you.
We will block with 3, take 2.
Okay. Then I'm gonna pay 1 to load the pistol. I'm gonna pay 1 to load the chamber.
You got it.
And then I'm going to put this into Arsenal. Be done with my turn.
Even though you could fire the gun for free?
Yeah, I don't think you fire it. I'm supposed to go in with it loaded. I'll do it. I'll shoot you for 2, sure.
I mean,
come on in.
So, I'll take 2.
Yeah, there you go. Damage.
It's like I'm not going to give a card for that. No way.
All right. Can pop.
No way, no how. All right, you ready to party?
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. Let's play. Discard this, and we'll Kodachi for 1.
Nice, James. That makes sense. Kodachi for 1. I will take it. Taking 1 here. Going to 2.
Kodachi for 1.
I'm yeah, I'll take that one as well.
Okay. Oh wait. This should be at some number. What turn is this even? It's my second turn?
I can't keep track.
I think so. Let's do a red Whelming Gust Wave for 3.
One there. So it'd have to be Razor and Empowerment. That would be impossible. That's fine. I'm gonna block that for 6.
You can have it.
Oh, you're giving it, huh? I didn't take it?
You didn't take it.
I'll give it to you. Wait a minute. I think I blocked with the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's wrong. Doing this. Okay, over to Steven.
Did you catch that earlier? Someone saying load the stuff up first before you do the boost because you never know when you're going to miss.
Yeah, but I shouldn't. Well, I guess there's like 3 cards in there that hit it.
You can miss is the secret to that
All
story.
right, drop a blue and action, put a gun on. Put a steam on there.
Put a gun on it.
Then shoot you for 2.
Take 2.
All right, react, removed, give it, go again.
You got it.
Then we'll do a high-speed impact for 4. The text doesn't matter. It's just a boost, 1 for 4. And I do boost it. I boosted it. No, I guess I should show you guys just in case it's
4 with go again.
festive. Yeah, I'll put these as my banishes. 4 with go again there. 1 floating.
I'm going to block with these 2 pieces of armor.
Okay.
Take 2.
Block, take 2.
There's no particular reason I'm using those right now.
Yeah. And then I'll charge the induction chamber.
Yep. Call it a day.
Call it a day.
You getting the hang of this. You got it.
It plays itself. Take this puppy to Worlds and take home the crown.
Exactly.
It's a masterclass in mechanologist play.
Yeah.
All of you watching out there.
This clicks up. That's great. Great.
Yeah, when I developed this deck, it was, it took a few years. A few years of testing.
Just hilarious.
Zach and I worked this thing up.
I know, years. Since we've been playing for years.
Yeah, we didn't show the game till February. We've actually been playing since the very beginning.
That's right. We actually were playing 5 years ago and testing.
If you guys can...
That's why we've been so good this whole
You
time.
can clearly tell on the stream. We've been going through the learning journey with everybody for a year.
How's our acting? I guess I need that for that purpose.
What do you mean charge the chamber first, James? I can't charge the chamber first. Had to use the chamber to give the pistol go again.
Before you play the attack.
Oh. Right.
Because if you boost on that attack and fail, then you don't.
Oh, you guys think I'm failing on these boosts?
I mean,
It doesn't happen.
You are Mr. Heart of the Cards.
When I developed this deck, Zach, 97%
Tell me
of
more.
the time, I hit that boost card.
Tell me more.
That's right, James. Thank you. We got it. We got it sorted.
Math. All right, if I do that.
Just swing those stupid little tiny swords already, would you?
Nah.
It's funny.
Yeah, okay.
It's funny. These cards, really?
Let's go red Surging Strike.
For 5.
5 with go again.
Now, why would I block this? To turn off the mask, I guess. I'll do... See, because I'm supposed to be building.
Oh, you know why? Because then you don't have to banish the card.
Oh,
if you don't
attack
need
at the
to go
very
again,
end,
yeah.
right, yeah. But it's a May. It's a May effect.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Mechanologist. Surging Strike. Well, I'll pass my defense moment.
I'll pass.
I'll take 5.
All right, we'll trigger Katsu. This card is 0.
Oh yeah. That ability. I don't think you ever take 5 in this deck, it seems like. Probably supposed to like block everything.
Let's get a McGinty. Next action. Yellow Whelming Gust Wave. It's at +1. and it has go again, and if it hits, I draw a card. Because I played Surging Strike
It
first.
won't hit.
Max asking if our Blitz deck subs will open up before Monarch drops. Missed the waitlist twice. It's not likely.
Let's block for 3.
Okay, cool. Hmm. 3, eh?
3.
I mean, I can make it a 4. It seems attractive.
It's fairly attractive.
Yeah, I'll make it a 4.
All right. We're going to sink below that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put this. No, I'm not going to do it. I don't know enough to know.
Okay. It has to go again. So we will spend 1 to play a Mugenshi release. 5 damage attack. And if it hits, I get a Lord of Windia.
Mm-hmm. We'll do 3, 4, 5.
Isn't that a 2 right now?
I'm not lower, am I?
You are by 1.
Oh. 5.
With these 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, covered it up. And then it has to go again, which I will not use.
Oh. Well. All right. Huh. I'm in a weird spot. I'm just going to pass. Because I think it's important what I need to do. I think I've got an item that I need to play. I feel like I need to play it. I feel like the whole point of this, I'm supposed to play it.
I'm with you. Let's put a token on. Let's pay. I'll go ahead and do this.
I'll go ahead and piss. Yeah. No, I can't.
You have to load the pistol.
Yeah, I gotta load it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could Teklo. What you found? Do you heart and then shoot with the pistol? Probably. How worried am I about running out of banished cards? Like, what if I banish my chambers? Like, isn't that a problem?
That is mediumly a problem. That's
don't
why you
wanna
have
do
3
that.
in the deck, right?
But you want to play all 3 of them.
I think having 2 out is, if you send 3 2s at me a turn forever, I eventually have a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I will pay 1 to play Art of War. Plus 1 to my attack action cards, and then I will trigger the banish an attack action card to draw 2. Okay. Suboptimal. I'll pay 1 for an Art of War. We'll go
Classic
plus
play.
1. We'll discard an attack action and draw 2
Plus 1. Plus 1.
on my attack action.
Plus 2 to
cards.
all attack action cards. Oh my gosh.
All right, we'll go Surging Strike for 2, yellow, but it's plus 2, so we're at a 6.
You're at a 6, yeah. With go again.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll block 3. Take 2.
You got it. Has it go again? I'll trigger Katsu. Discard a red scar. We're gonna go get. You heard it here first.
Whelming.
Mugenshi
Oh,
is
yeah.
in my hand. Don't worry about that. We're gonna play red Whelming Gust Wave. It's at a 5/6. If it hits, I get to draw a card.
Ooh. We can't let that hit. 3 and 6.
Okay. Then I will play Mugenshi Release, which is at a 7. And correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if this is true or not. If you block with equipment during the chain, is it still in the chain?
It's
Can
still
you
in the
block
chain.
with it again?
No, you cannot.
I have never run into that situation until just this moment.
You can. All right, so 7.
It's a 7.
So I'll do 3 good reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Fate foreseen there.
Where's my +1 when I need it? Ah, it would be so good.
You don't have any cards.
If I had the equipment that was +1.
Oh, that one that you wasted earlier?
Yeah. It's okay.
I still can't play the stupid chamber. I keep having to waste these cards.
Great.
Should I try to shoot this thing?
You can use your.
just drawing.
You can use your Teklo.
I'll
No,
put
you
it,
got to pay 1 to do it.
put it down here, and then I'll draw a new hand. That'll be better.
Command and Conquer.
Just ace it.
Token on. Token on. Token on. All right. Kadachi for 1.
Taking it.
Kadachi for 1.
Yeah. Just keep spinning.
And then Yellow Promise of Plenty.
Just don't even waste my time with that. Get it out of here. I don't even want it.
It's going to give me an Arsenal card.
Nothing to do with it. What's happening? You see this?
If it hits, then any player that doesn't have a card in Arsenal can put the top card of the deck into the Arsenal.
Oh yeah. It's not hitting for 2 and drawing you a card. What's your
I ain't gonna draw me that card.
You got 2 cards over there? Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah. It doesn't have Goguen. I'm gonna go 6.
Okay, I'll pass. I like that the Yellow Promise of Plenty got you to drop 2 cards in.
I would drop anything on the 3rd card. I'm gonna drop anything that's +3 from Razor. Worth their defending.
Yeah,
Because I'm a control deck. Look at me, I'm controlling
You
things.
just gotta do it.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna pitch this. We're not quite sure what we're gonna do with him yet, though. I know that one's going into the discard there.
Mm-hmm.
Teklo Foundry Heart. I'm gonna banish the top 2 cards.
Okay.
1, 2, and gain 2 money.
Yep.
I'm gonna pay 2 to play an induction chamber. That didn't have go again, so I got to do something before then. Hold
Yeah. You gotta load and shoot and fire and
on. Okay. So plasma pistol. Put a steam counter on it.
Uh-huh.
Remove that. Swing at you for 2.
And does that chamber over there have a token, or is that I've used that action?
That's a token. Yeah. It's what's gonna be the whole time.
2 coming at me. Eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I have to have boost first for Tekla. Hold on. The whole thing is wrong. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back.
Take that. Rewind it back.
Got to say whack. Okay. I don't know how it goes. 1, spend 1 here, and shoot at you.
For 2.
Remove it. Yeah. For 2.
I'll take 2.
Okay. I'm going to give it go again with the induction chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to pay 2 for an induction chamber. And I'm going to put this in my arsenal.
He's cooking now.
We're building. It's like Minecraft over here.
Token on.
I think.
I think.
I've never done it personally.
All right, X-Wing players. If I do that.
I really think those abilities should be worded, and card games do this sometimes. If you have boosted this turn, pay 1, do the thing. You know what I mean? So give me the condition before I get to the end of the ability. You know.
I'm with you.
I've got 2 induction chambers now. So get ready for the next
Turn.
the next phase of this. So that means with 3 money, I can shoot the pistol 3 times. If these are loaded.
Yeah.
Shoot, go again, shoot, go again, shoot.
So you just need 4 to be able to shoot 5. You need 5 to shoot 5 times.
Cool. But I have to have more induction chambers to give more go agains.
No, 6. So load, shoot for 1. Load. Because you get 2 go agains, right?
Mhm.
So that means you get 3 total shots. So it's 2 of those plus 3 shots. If you have 5 resources, you can shoot 3 times right now.
Right. If they're loaded, I can shoot 3. If they come into the turn loaded, I can shoot 3. And you can keep technically just putting counters on, giving the pistol go again forever.
Well, those are once per turn actions.
That's what it says.
Yeah, but like, even at starting at blank, you just need 5 resources to shoot 5 times. So like blue yellow is 5 or 3 twos, which is pretty crazy.
All right, so then we just start shooting.
You got it, Danny. So anyways, let's pay 1 for a Kadachi.
Oh my gosh, you got me.
Whoa! We'll go red surging strike
For 5?
for 5.
I'm supposed to block this stuff. I'm a control deck.
You definitely want to block the middle chain of the 3-chain mask turn.
If you're doing it, you got to do it, right? Boost on a throttle here. It already has go again. It's hitting for 5. I'm gonna block it for 6.
I'll accept.
I'll allow it.
Let's pay 1 for a Kadachi.
Taking it.
Pass.
Okay. 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 Now we've got something here. We do this. All right, check this out.
It hurts.
I've got so much play, it's crazy. For the mold, play blue throttle. I'm going to boost it. Did it. It's boosted. And it's a 4 damage attack with go again. Coming at you.
Block for 3, take 1.
Okay. Then we'll Foundry Heart to gain 2 cash. Spend 1, gain 2. Then I'm going to pay 2 for a Plasma Purifier.
How does it work?
Well, listen to this. Remove a steam counter. Target pistol gets +1 until end of turn.
Now it's 3 3s. Could get crazy. Couple of crazier characters here.
This wacky match.
All right. Mine. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with this.
You built that mashed potatoes deck. Is that all your razor reflexes? How many times have you been holding that?
None.
None? You just drew all 3 at once?
It's a party.
Well, clearly you're supposed to play them all.
4K.
Or block with them all. But I didn't. Yeah, you could block with 2 there.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Then you're
I'm
the
gonna
money.
pay 1, swing with a Kadachi.
That's it, yeah. It's the best way to use a razor reflex I've ever seen. Taking 1.
No, I'm going to red razor reflex it.
Oh.
Take 4.
Taking 3 more.
Go ahead.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to respond with Fate Foreseen on that.
You got it.
Okay, I keep getting more items. So I've got these items. So let's generate 3 money. I feel like these are important. This has go again. It has go again naturally. Oh, it's just an action. Okay. Let's go here. Generate 3 money. Consider it done. Then let's okay, and then we could go to 4, and then you're in trouble. All right, check this out.
Uh-oh. He's in trouble.
0 to 60, blue. So you got 2 damage coming at you. And I'm going to boost. Hit it.
I declare... I'm going to block with 2.
Right on. Hey, I'm supposed to load the chambers first. Hold on, I'll do that.
In case you miss.
Load the chambers, 0 to 60. I do still need the boost, though.
Yeah.
Because now I'm going to do the heart. Pay 1. Get 2 money.
Mm-hmm. Now we're cooking.
So now I've got 2. I mean, yeah. And then eventually it doesn't matter if you don't have a deck because you just keep pitching blue cards and shooting stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Should I play all my plasma purifiers or should I start shooting?
If you have 1 turn, you load those purifiers up, and you turn that gun into like a 5 damage gun.
All right, purifier in.
Can you imagine? It's unbearable.
I'm imagining now. Soon to be imagined.
All right, mine.
Yeah. It's a lot of items here. It makes me uncomfortable. There's too much board here to manage.
Let's pitch Kodachi for 1.
Okay, yeah. Clever. Got me.
Kodachi for 1.
Got it again. You gonna razor it?
Pass.
Oh my gosh, who is this? Am I playing one of those test dummies at the beginning of the level?
You'll learn why.
All right. I'm gonna see what this gun can do. See what this thing can do.
This gun was made for shooting.
All right. We're going to load both of these.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to load this. Do this all have go again, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, then we're going to go +1/+1.
Cute.
Then we're going to pitch.
You don't have to pitch to fire the gun right now.
I don't, but I just got to make sure I get the right idea here. Okay. Then we'll do shoot you for 4. He had it. Give it a go again. Then we'll generate 2, load the gun with 1. Load the chamber? Yeah, it's already used though.
Mm-hmm.
So man, this is just impossible. Then we'll do gun for 4. No.
You giving it a go again?
Yeah, sure.
You gotta take that counter off because you spend the counter.
All right.
Yeah, then you mark it. Yeah.
Okay, then we'll generate a lot more money. This amount of money, 3. Load that up. And then if I fire the gun, I'm not gonna have a... Maybe I'll just get ready again here. There we go. Shooting time. Power up. Done. Okay. Well, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, it's a something to behold.
I don't know. I can I'll shoot you again. Hold on, I'll shoot you one more time before instead of loading that up. That's better. I think Peter said that. End of turn, Mehmet, yes.
That's why that last turn was a
All
couple
your-
of turns. I had a defense reaction here, and I drew 3 razors, and then I had a defense reaction here, and I drew all my defense reactions.
Ridiculous.
Anyways, we'll go Kodachi.
Reload before you fire the gun for the last time.
You did it.
Yeah, I reloaded everything, didn't I?
Yeah.
1. Taking it.
Kodachi.
Taking 1.
Arsenal.
I don't know why this is in my... This doesn't seem like it should be in my arsenal. Okay. So do I just keep doing this forever now? Are we there? Are we there? I think we're there, aren't we? All right, generate 3 money.
You see the problem it creates.
I'm all out of money.
Nothing to spend it on. Need this?
Yeah, sure.
When you're going to make more tokens.
We needs more balls. Add more balls. It's an old Simpsons joke. Just letting you know. One here. Remove. +2. Swinging at you for 4.
This is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
No bueno.
I can understand why this feels powerful.
Block for 2, take 2.
Okay. Give it a go again here. Use that. We'll put that there. And then let's shoot it again for 4.
Take 4.
Okay. Let's generate 3 more. Let's put them here and here and here. It's pistol again. 4.
Take 4.
Okay.
Oof.
Then let's generate 2 to put here and here. And let's generate 2 to play this magnetic shockwave for 4. I haven't boosted at all, so it doesn't much matter.
Okay. Take 4. You're eating my lunch.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, okay. Here it is.
And they're all loaded still.
Yeah, I reloaded everything except the pistol.
Well, this is good to see. I get it.
You know, Brute has that card, Arg Smash.
Gets rid of those.
It just destroys a D6 worth of items. It's like, see ya.
Need to proxy it.
Wouldn't
Borrow
want to be ya.
All right, let's do.
Played in Shiano, can't you?
This.
No, it's not a thing of specializations.
Let's pay 2 for a blue Surging Strike for 3.
That's one of your go search and find a thing with Katsu ideas.
Perhaps.
I'll block for 3.
Okay. Let's Kodachi for 1.
Got me.
Kodachi for 1.
Yep.
Pay 1 and use the Tunic for a Surging Strike for 4 with Go again.
No cards in hand.
Not unless it hits.
I'll do a sink blow.
You got it.
Not even going to use it. All right, generate 3. Here comes Dad. All right.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me.
All right, +2. Shoot the pistol for 4. Why am I even playing Ranger? This makes no sense.
I guess I'll just take 4.
Okay,
3 times.
give it go again.
Mm-hmm.
Load it and shoot it for 4.
It's not worth my time. Take 4.
Give it go again. Load it and shoot it again.
Take 4.
Okay. Oop. Generate 3. And give us some reloads.
All right, so this is my one chance.
One opportunity.
How about 8 Mile?
You have 3 life?
Yep.
Wow, you very cleverly arranged.
It was taking instances of 4. It was the easiest thing for me to do, and I'm not feeling like spending energy right now. Know what I mean?
I do.
All right. Whelming Gustway for 3. Aren't you whelmed?
I grew up whelmed.
Amendment says Ranger taught us humility.
I agree with that completely. I'll block with 3.
Ancestral Empowerment.
Yeah.
And then It's doing 1. So it hits for 1.
Yeah, I take it.
Trigger my boots. Trigger Katsu. Discard a 0. Let's go get. Hopefully there's some left. There's not. I spent 3. Oh my god. Son of a gun. All right. Lord have mercy on my soul.
Oh, yeah, that's true, Obsidian. Yeah, I didn't have any action points to reload all of this. I'll just put that blue card in the arsenal.
Can't you just boost it?
It's not a booster, is it?
Is it a Met card?
What did I even...
No, use the shockwave.
No, I didn't. I shot the pistol... Oh, it's because the pistol. So you pitch, reload, and then you shoot the pistol. That's why that matters. Okay. So I could have done it, I just messed it up.
Gotta get a combo card. Combo breaker.
Combo breaker.
This is bad 9 ways to Sunday.
Was it bad whenever the 3-4 damage attacks every turn started, or would you say it was before that point?
Well, technically before, because I just didn't know what was coming. I guess we'll get a yellow whelming gust wave. Cool.
I'm so whelmed.
And then we'll pitch it to swing with the Kodachi.
You got me. I'm gonna take 1.
And then we will play a yellow Salt in the Wound. Gets +1 for each combat chain that's hit this turn. So it's currently at a 4.
No other problems? Or would it would be the mask, wouldn't it?
If it hits, yeah.
Yeah. So let's go Teklo Foundry and yellow zipper hit.
Okay. We'll yellow Razor.
Got it.
It hits. Mass triggers. I draw a card. It has to go again.
Yeah.
Red Scar for a Scar.
Oh, isn't that fun? I'll take 4. Does that hit? It would hit again, wouldn't it? Yeah. I'll take 4.
This is a monster turn.
Oh, okay.
That would get insane.
Really?
Yeah, because it'd just be 0 on top of 0.
Well, you know, I thought Ninja was insane. I just always tried to stop
All
it.
right, now let's see if I can stop you. I cannot.
All right. Long story short, I'm going to pitch this blue. I'm going to load this. I'm going to load this. I'm going to have 1. I'm going to break the purifiers. You know what's going on here. I'm going to shoot the pistol. I'm going to give it go again.
You're at 4?
Yes.
Block for 4.
Okay. I'm going to load the pistol. I'm going to shoot the pistol.
We're in the end game now.
Go again.
Block for 3, take 1.
Okay. I'm going to generate 1, load the pistol, shoot it for 4.
Block for 3, take 1.
We did it.
I'll be right back. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll shoot 1 Kodachi over at you. 1 floating resource. It don't matter.
It doesn't even have go again, does it?
Mm-mm.
I'll take 1.
Your turn.
All right. I'm going to generate 6 money. Load up everything. We'll just look at it, you know, so we can see it. Have 1 floating. I get +2. We're going to swing you for 4. I'm going to give it go again.
Block for 4.
All right. We're going to load it for 4. Give it go again.
Block for 4.
Got the tunic even. Pitch. Load 1. Load 1. Pitch. Load 1. Swing for 4.
Block for 3 and die.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
get it.
Yeah, you get it, right? You get it.
That's really good to see, actually.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do about that?
Win before they get set up.
Is it that one is not simply, you know what I mean? I mean, but for real.
So like there were a lot of turns where you were leaving me more or less alone. There really aren't hit effects. So like if I was playing my Bravo deck, for example, it's gonna give me some huge turns.
Mm-hmm. Like the crushes would be good there.
Yeah.
Crippling crush and stuff.
And even on just the 7 to 10 damage attacks, like I don't need to hit that many.
You could easily crippling crush the equipment out of hand too.
Yeah.
Can that, does the thing that puts battle worn, that puts a armor counter on something, is that just equipment or is it item?
Equipment.
That would be crazy. Can you
But
imagine?
isn't there one that does destroy an item? Maybe not.
The only thing I know of is Brute, I think. Well, that's good to see. So I wonder if it usually, like, I just started going at this point. I wonder if you're supposed to take it further. Like 3 purifiers. Doesn't seem necessary, I guess.
I mean, I think once you have, honestly, even 1 purifier out with the chamber, being able to send 2 3s over for 4 resources, like, I think what you do is you do that as often as you can and still blocking most of the damage.
Yeah.
So
That's basically the whole game, right?
literally, when you can fire 3 damage shots twice, you just do that and you block with everything else. And then until you get that card, those cards, right? And you just got to get them to play at all costs.
Okay.
Which is actually where I think the Teklo comes in, which is if you have to, once you get those, you have to have the resources to play those. So if you have to boost into a card to apply pressure and then also have resources to play something instead of going the gun that round.
Yeah. That makes sense. I understand. All right, Mehmet saying that's the deck that Matt went 13-0. Yes. Yeah, it is. The meta changed, so the top players figured out how to stop it. That's good. I'm sure there's a way to be. I mean, I know Dorinthia obviously is like the new thing now. So
Well-
Dorinthia must be able to beat this. I'll tell you why, because like there's only so much blocking you can do, but once that Dawnblade counter gets on, like Dash has to overblock too much against Dorinthia would make the most sense to me. So you find yourself in a situation where you can't get this set up because you're having to block because you can't let the Dawnblade counters get on because then you're losing harder than a pistol that's shooting every 3 turns or 3 times a turn.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of playing against Dorinthia for the first time, which is, this is a new paradigm.
A new challenger approach.
You have to, this is what's amazing, between the sideboard and just deck building, you need to be ready for all of these decks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, don't worry. Ranger's ready. I would lose so hard to this deck. It's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close, Zach. What am I supposed to do?
Well,
Just play Brute until Monarch?
it's not that long away. We're at like the end of March, right?
Yeah.
So we've only got like 4-ish more Tuesdays where you don't have Monarch. And when Monarch comes out, I mean, that's a month of sealed.
I'm going to put my head through the wall. Monarch comes out. It's going to be so exciting. 300 some odd cards, right?
It's crazy.
They're going to give me everything that I've ever wanted. They're going to give me an arrow that reloads.
Someone earlier was saying a knife to go in the Ranger's boot would be cool.
Hey, I've got an idea.
Tell me more.
So you know how
I'm here for it.
everything that Ranger wants to do is bad? And I don't mean that. I mean that actually. That's what I mean.
As opposed to what?
So like
unactually?
all of the arsenal attacks that you would think this is the Ranger pocket of generic cards, you know,
yeah.
are 3 attack. And
Okay.
basically wait, like worth nothing.
Okay, I'm with you.
Which is a problem.
I'm hanging.
Considering that they have so much necessity to be played from Arsenal, and then at the end of the day, you're getting a 3 damage attack for all of that trouble. That's less than this pistol, for anyone keeping track.
Yeah.
But if there was like, I view it as like a grizzled old like Ranger, you know, like my brother, like Jonathan, with like a knife and something, maybe a hand crossbow or something. We were talking about in the Discord. That says like generic attacks, or maybe generic attacks played from Arsenal are +1 attack or something. So like his Promise of Polonius are worth 4, and his Command and Conquest are worth 7. And you know what I'm saying? So he's just like,
It's basically someone that can manipulate those neutral attacks very well.
Something interesting, like you just playing not arrows, but you're playing attacks. And maybe that's what the knife does.
Once per turn attack reaction. There's like some way of drawing cards off of those.
Yeah, something that matters. Doing something that matters.
Like, oh yeah, there it is.
I don't think this quiver thing's happening. And in fact, I think it would change nothing. That the manipulating the arsenal is not at all the problem. It's what the attacks are actually doing that is the problem.
The reality is that, and you get why they did it. It's like you have stronger hit effects at a lower cost and a higher damage number than anyone else because you have the penalty of art. Like conceptually, I'm there, but there's a problem with that. Right?
The hit effects are not universally helpful. There's like
that's one problem.
3. There's 3 of them. Sleep Dart does nothing. She's already blank.
Yeah. Well, you sideboard those right on out of here.
You know what would be handy? It's the problem is that you and I are playing these classes, Guardian and Ranger, that have hit effects that affect the opponent, but the opponents are so vastly different that it's never going to be as good as hit effects that help you because you're always what you want, right? Drawing me cards, boosting my next attacks, that's always good.
Like Ninja. Like or Dorinthia.
Or Dorinthia.
Yeah.
Or Mechanologist, boosting. Hey,
it's good.
I can build my deck where I put all my favorite Mechanologist cards in it, and it gets better, right?
But I think a few things are being highlighted, right? And this is what I'm curious about how they flesh out this card pool. Is you look at Ninja, and any deck that's trying to go wide has to look at Ninja and say, "Can I go as wide or wider?"
Not possible.
As effectively.
Not possible.
The answer is no.
It shouldn't be possible.
In the same way that you look at Dorinthia, and you say, "Okay." They can sneak damage through the reactions, and they can also stack up into a giant weapon.
Yeah.
So no one can go as tall as Dorinthia can go tall.
I think the problem is that Dorinthia, the weapon itself, that combo of pieces, creates more pressure than any cards you can include in deck building. Sure. It's a natural clock, just kind of like Dash is here. It's naturally doing something that's so much greater than the sum of its parts. Every attack that you hit is contributing to you winning harder, period.
Yeah.
Whereas I think when Guardian, you hit, and it's like, okay, I got a turn. And then it's like, but it's back to 1 the next turn. Ranger, I hit, but it's back to 1 next turn. Yeah. So there's things that have those
build on it, right?
Yeah, there's mounting effects. Like even Ninja, it's like that momentum, and then I draw a card, and then.
But then you look at Dash with her pistol, right? And it's like she's mid-range.
Yes.
She's not playing like super late combo. It didn't take you that long to get your thing done.
Not long at all.
Once you have one of those, like if one of your items you start with, and the other one that gives you +1, if they don't have a way to destroy items, you now have 2-3 damage attacks coming of them around. Very few, like just from a pure value and weapon standpoint, that's hard.
I mean, that's what I was trying to do with Ranger hands, like a 4 and a 4, or a 4 and a 5.
With way more work.
Yeah,
but that's where like I think about Bravo, and it's like they have the 6 damage hammer. But would you rather have a 6 damage hammer or 2 3s? And the reality of that is like, obviously most cards block for 3, so they can block with 2, just like they could block the hammer for 2. Where people get up on the hammer though is you block with a 4 or a 5 out of hand, and it's like now you're on a 3-card hand instead of having to block 2 different things and taking 3.
Yeah, pockets of damage are generally better.
Yeah. So anyways, it's just kind of cool to see the full spread.
Kind of the pie. And then the thing that trips me out is if we introduce, let's say, 4 more classes, like where do they have to go? Like it's going to be amazing to see like what the next level, what the next classes are going to be, because like what gaps are you going to try to fill in that have not already been spoken for? Like how are you going to do a Dorinthia style of play better than that?
I don't know.
Or a Ninja style of play.
I mean, that's the grand question, right? So like if you are adding classes, to me, one of the things you can do, and I imagine this is mapped out way more than anyone understands, which is like picture, I don't know the parameters, but if every class has 3 North Star, this is what this class does, and they do it in a way unlike anyone else. The reality is that adding 1 more class, grabbing one of these variables from 3 different classes, means that if right now there's 8 classes, each having 3 main points, There's 24 points. The number of ways you can combine those 24 points
That's true.
is high.
Like people have speculated that a cleric class will be like the opposite of Ruin Blade. It's like Ruin Blade builds up rune chant tokens and swings, whereas a cleric would gain some kind of arcane advantage for hitting with a weapon or hitting with an attack. So it's kind of the inverse. You hit and then you gain things, and then Ruin Blade is
you can imagine the opposite
things.
of rune chant, right?
Uh-huh.
Which is like
You heal.
it pops and prevents the damage.
Yeah.
And it's like you have 18 of these tokens out. And it's like, well, you have to eat through these 18, whatever the anti-rune chant token is. But anyways, that's for like, so in, this is a tangent, but semi-related. In the Way of Kings book that I read, and that whole mythos.
Now, we understand that they're pretty influenced by this, right?
Yeah, this is why I think it might be connected. They have 10 classes, kind of surge binders, I think is what they're called, or whatever. He does a good way of, you see it, but you don't know the name of it yet.
Cool.
Kind of stuff. Anyways, the 10, but all 10 of them, like you have 2 out of 10, and whatever your abilities are. And they're always like, it's like the Conquest faction wheel, where it's like, here's the, you have a circle of 10 things.
Right. And they share 2.
And it's like, if you're this, you also either have this or this.
Okay. Yeah.
Point being, if you're going to add a new class, if all these are different abilities, it's like this, this, and this could technically come to form something.
Yeah.
And then you pitch these back out, and it's like, whatever it is.
Bridge 4, says your brother.
That's right. Anyways, all that to say, I'm excited to see what they do. I'm so excited. The light and dark thing is cool, but like, are we getting new classes? How many classes are we getting?
The light and dark thing has me jacked, because maybe everything that Azalea is doing now doesn't even get more class cards, but the light and dark is just exactly what you needed to unlock the magic, man.
Yeah.
I'm ready to unlock the magic. No other game. I mean, it's hard for a game to survive this long without new cards, and for me to still be like, I'm just still at the very like.
I mean, I'm happy we had this long
It's insane
to try to appreciate what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I'm only now feeling like I can walk around the building. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I can like.
I'm kind of starting to kind of see it.
I know how many buildings there are, and I know how big they are roughly, but I don't understand them fully yet. You know what I mean? Like it's.
I don't understand the buildings.
I'm starting to grasp
these things
my reality
stand up?
around me. Anyways,
Well, thanks
also
for joining us, everyone.
forget new classes. Just give me new heroes. That changes everything too.
New heroes, man.
Get out of town.
Give me 4 new class cards, and I'll go to work on it.
That's right.
I'll make Ranger bad for the next 6 months. Everybody, take care. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you when? When will we see you again?
Next Tuesday.
Week. We'll
That's
see you
right.
next Tuesday.
Same bat time.
We still have some Monarch Unlimited slots available in our subscription. So if you want that, check that out. I think Blitz is sold out. First edition, obviously long gone. And get on the wait list if you're interested, because we may be able to open some first edition subs up. We'll find out. We'll know more after Monarch. Thanks, guys.